Okay. Hello, hello. All right. Why? Right. The picture doesn't seem to want to work. And I'm not sure why. Canvas. Hey, Lucas Robles, what's going on? Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to get this thing to work. What do you think about the murder? Okay, hello, can you hear me? I can't get it to show up. Fudge. Okay, hello, can you hear me? Hey, Marianne, what's up? Can't get it to show up. I can't get my camera to my footage, my money maker. I can't get it to show up. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know how to do this. Fudgies. Oh man. Maybe. I'll do these. Come on. We got it. We got it going. Woo! Alright, sorry about that. Hi everyone, hello. Hi, if you're still watching, thank you for sticking around through the technical difficulties. It was quite the bear. So if you're not already familiar with everything that's going on, it's a tough day right now for America, for Americans. Don't stop, don't forget. It's a bit of a strange time right now. And yeah. I apologize for those who have friends in Minneapolis. You know, who are trying to keep things stable, I guess. It's rough.
University student is being remembered after she was killed during an encounter with immigration enforcement agents in Minneapolis. That shooting has sparked protests nationwide, and now a rally is planned here in Hampton Roads. Jordy.
I didn't really learn about this until, Ultimate Gamer, cool. Thanks for subscribing. I wasn't really privy to this until after the stream yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to opine on it. I think most people can agree that extrajudicial killings are never okay. And I think that the need for a self-defense strategy really feels like I don't know, it feels like it's a catch-up mechanic, and it's like the kind of thing where I don't know, it's like people just want to cheer on murder. Fuck. Which is, yeah, I don't know. So if you're down to levy an opinion, please let me know. But it's rough right now. It's a mother was murdered by federal agents. Like, I find that, you know, I don't think anyone can really sugarcoat that. And I think that unfortunately, the discourse that's going around is, well, did they deserve it? Did that mother deserve to die? I'm gonna say no. Thing is, I don't even know. Some people have been cheering on. I know, Isaac. I know. I know. It's fucking disgusting. I've seen it. I've seen people who are saying, like, I think on Reddit there was a post that said, you know, this is what happens when you try to run over federal agents. Where in this video do you see anybody trying to run over anybody?
Immigration enforcement agents, and
they're walking up. There's already a truck here. They're walking up to this scene. And this person has been tracking ICE agents, which is not illegal. I know it may seem illegal, but it is not illegal to keep track of law enforcement. No one deserves to die. I'm a troll, silly. Thank you for watching. No one deserves to die, but ICE also has the right to do their jobs without being interfered with. With all the violence that the left is calling for against ICE, this is a result. Where do you see the left calling for violence against ICE? That's not a thing. Nobody's calling for violence. People have been calling for non-compliance, but nobody's been calling for violence. So I don't know, wherever you've been seeing that shit's fake news. Sorry. There's an agent in front of the black vehicle. Yes, I'm aware. So this door is open. The woman's death is the fault of the left media calling ICE Gestapo and the politicians on the left pushing for violence against ICE. Normally, I would agree with the idea that things have been sensationalized to a violent extent. Stop, please. But I would never say that this is the person's fault. And I think that it's unfair to say that. So, I don't know. You liar, AOC liar. Yes, they have your bullshit lies. Thank you for watching, Sean Cope 4164. I appreciate the input. Stop! Please. She's clawing at me. That's comfy. I'm sorry that they're making noise up there. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Are you nuts? Liberals have been calling for violence all along. And so many influencers online calling for people to attack. Please stop! I just had to shout. I hope that my neighbors understood that. My voice is like ragged now. Where? It's not a thing. Have you watched the news in the past year? So where? Show me where. Show me where. Are you nuts? Liberals have been calling for violence all along. I can find so many influencers online calling for people to attack / stand up to ICE. B. You know that standing up to somebody is not illegal, right? You know that standing up to the police is not illegal, right? I'm not saying it's the woman that dies' fault. I'm saying it's the media and the politicians' fault. Yeah, but you're assuming something that's not happening. Nobody en masse is calling for anyone to hurt any law enforcement at all. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. Perhaps I'm saying something you've heard before, but just because you hear something doesn't mean, like, that I'm wrong. Just because you hear something repeatedly doesn't mean that the people who are saying it repeatedly are wrong. Just because you hear a number of things doesn't mean that any of it is true. I'm my own person. I have my own opinions. I happen to agree with people. You are a typical weak-minded, low testosterone, pathetic crybaby, fact-denying pussy. Again, you don't know me. You don't know the first thing about me. How weird does it feel to be a complete stranger to somebody and then call them all these names? Doesn't it seem weird to you? Or maybe cultish to some effect? I mean, say what you want. You're still giving me engagement, so thank you. I'll eat it up, man. I'll eat it the fuck up. Obey the law. The law doesn't say anything about not tracking ICE agents. The law doesn't say anything about trying to escape a situation. So I don't know. I don't know which law you're referring to. Are you talking about impeding?
That shooting has sparked protests nationwide.
She backs up. She flips the wheels.
And now a rally is
all the way to the right. And then the man shoots her anyway. Where do you see anything okay in there? This was a mother. I mean, I think what's mostly frustrating to me about this is that people aren't even paying attention to who the person was. They aren't even paying attention to the circumstances surrounding it. What they're doing is they're just projecting their opinion onto the stuff that's happening in the footage. And all it means is that you're scared. You're scared. You're scared that this is happening. It is not illegal to report, record, or follow ICE officers in their conduct. That is correct. That is correct. Well, see, but you're denying what you're seeing here in the video. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're just denying reality at this point. So, no, illegal is not illegal. There are civil crimes. There are criminal crimes. There are traffic violations. There's all kinds of different illegal things. Infractions take different colors and shapes. Impeding is criminal if it's a dangerous situation, but it's also just a ticket. Not a shot in the face. Not someone being shot twice in the face. You simply do not understand what is or isn't illegal. Yes, I actually looked up the laws in reaction to this. Impeding. Obstructing legal process, arrest, or firefighting. Now, these state laws supersede, right? Newsflash, the Home Depot changed its name to the Home Depot. Funny? I guess, if you like racist jokes. Subdivision 1 crime. Whoever intentionally does any of the following may be sentenced as provided in Subdivision 2. 1. Obstructs, hinders, or prevents the lawful execution of any legal process, civil or criminal, which, just saying, the deportation of somebody or the unilateral kidnapping of a person is not a lawful execution of any legal process. See what I mean? It feels like the people that are cheering this on are either MAGA people who are just staunch in their beliefs and don't like anybody that's a Pantone shade darker than Cafe Con Leche, or you're scared. You're scared and you're afraid that this might happen to somebody that you know or somebody that you care about, and your fear is making you angry. And you're like, well, why was she there in the first place? And if you find yourself asking that and then cheering on ICE, then perhaps you might just have a skewed perception of what fear looks like. This happened a lot in the wake of George Floyd. There's a lot of people who were, oh, you know, he was a fentanyl dealer. Oh, he was a criminal. He was not a good guy. Well, what are you going to say about this lady? She was a mother, actively engaged in her community. She was trying to help immigrants. So unless you hate immigrants, you can't really see this woman as anyone other than a caring individual who was trying to help. There also is such a thing as passive resistance. There is also such a thing as police being responsible for following laws as well. And is there a law, do you think, just out of curiosity, do you think perhaps that there's a law against standing in front of a moving vehicle? I'm just wondering. Do you think there's a law against standing in front of a moving vehicle? Being in the path of a moving vehicle? This is our country, us, somehow not in caps, not a third world hotel. I'm not sure why you think a third world hotel is in any way a good comparison to what's going on right now, but okay. You could sneak in and collect welfare under taxpayers' expense. Well, no. Actually, you can't do that. If you're undocumented, you actually can't pull from the social services that you pay into. So imagine that you are an undocumented immigrant, but your boss, at whatever under-the-table job you're working, still has to pay his bills, he still has to pay his taxes, so he has to account for the money that's going somewhere. He's gonna say that it's, you know, it's labor, it's unskilled labor, it's just people that you get, you know, from day labor areas. And that can be US citizens, but it can also be undocumented people. If you are to take that job, you still have to lose a little bit of that wage you may earn, because he still has to pay those bills and he still has to pay into whatever programs the social services are requiring him to pay into. So those employees are essentially paying taxes. So I don't know where you're getting that they're free anything going around, but that's just simply not true. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get your... Wait, sorry. Notice how these fucking... You know you can say fuck on the internet, right? Are you aware that you're allowed to say fuck? What a bunch of pussies. Like, y'all just try to censor yourselves, but you're talking about really monstrous shit, like cheering on death and murder? How do you square that at the end of the day? Notice how these fucking liberal, lunatic liberal Democrats never say undocumented illegal immigrants. Why would you? Why would you make it more complicated? You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get your undocumented illegal criminal ass out of us. You can say you want people who don't, you know, who didn't come here legally to leave, but why? Why? Why do you want immigrants to leave? No one illegal, there is no such thing as an illegal person, should ever receive a dime from my taxes. They're not. Very simply, they're just not. You're completely wrong about that. So you see how weird it is to just like make something up and then get angry at it? Doesn't that make you feel like a child? At the end of the day, when all the songbirds are singing, say the whole thing so I can say, so I can actually like engage with it. Sorry, I meant to shrink this. There we go. Yes, there is. Yes, there is what? Obstructs, resists, or interferes with the peace officer while the officer is engaged in the performance of official duties. Interferes with or obstructs a firefighter. We don't need to read that because that wasn't part of this. Interferes, obstructs the member of an ambulance. Nope, was not part of this. By force, a threat of force, endeavors to obstruct. Was not a threat or anything like that. Penalty. There we go. Now we get to the penalties. Why not what? You gotta tell me what's going on when you ask a question. You gotta refer what you're asking about. I remember when leftists were literally cheering for Charlie Kirk's murder, not going to get a single bit of sympathy out of me anymore, libtards. Well, Salty Colonel, I mean, do you think everyone, all the leftists were cheering it on? Or was it like some influencers that you don't like? Because I wasn't cheering it on. In fact, I actually have my, I did a live stream on it, where I said that no extrajudicial killings are good. So here I am, an atheist lefty who was very pensive and scared and concerned and disturbed by Charlie Kirk's murder. But I still don't think that he was a good person. Fucking hate the dude. That's the thing. You've got 370 million people in this country. You can't just paint them all with one brush. You can't paint half of them with one brush. You can't even paint a third of them with one brush. That's not how any of this works. Salty Colonel, she was literally obstructing and then she tried to run over a federal agent. She didn't. It's all right there in the footage. She played stupid games. What was her prize? She was murdered. She got murdered. She got murdered. Leftists have no testicles. Maybe that's why you're so obsessed with trans women. Nope. It's mostly that trans women are women, and trans men are men, and trans people exist, and the people on the right try to erase them from existence. That's really the only problem. Sorry. You think it's way more complicated than that? That's really all it is. People just want to be able to live and to have a good life and to be given all of the opportunities that everybody else is given. That's all. Sorry. Sorry you don't like that. But people exist, and you gonna have to fucking deal with it. Sorry. Sorry. Hey, Helmet, what's up? Yes, I am. I'm getting a lot of viewers who disagree. But viewers nonetheless. Can't argue with engagement, you know? So, now I want you guys to take a look at penalty, okay? Does any of this say you get to die with 2 shots to the face? Let's see. Let's find out. Okay? A person convicted of violating Subdivision 1 may be sentenced as follows. We're getting there. We're almost there. We're getting to the meat of this. If 1, the person knew or had reason to know that the act created a risk of death, substantial bodily harm, or serious property damage, or 2, the act caused death, substantial bodily harm, or serious property damage, to imprisonment for not more than 5 years, or a payment of a fine of not more than $10,000, or both. Was her life worth $10,000 to you guys? Was it? Was her life worth $10,000 to you guys? Is that proportional? If the act was accompanied by violence or by force or violence or threat thereof, oh, okay, this is more what you guys are arguing, so let's see. And is not otherwise covered by Clause 1 to imprisonment for not more than 364 days, 1 year, or a payment of a fine of not more than $3,000 or both. Okay, again, how was she a criminal before any of this? Dill Kufields 3211. How was she a criminal before any of this? I'd like to know. What do you know about her that we don't? How is she a criminal? Just because she tried to get away from from people trying to detain her? That somehow makes it okay to just murder somebody? I mean, man, the way you guys cheer on death, it's like really weird. It's like pathological almost. So imprisoned for 1 year or imprisoned for 5 years, is that about the same as dying? No, not really. Not really the same. $3,000. Is that the cost of a human life? No? Oh. Well, shit. I mean, it might be that she died for no reason. In other cases, to imprisonment for not more than 90 days or to pay a fine of not more than $1,000 or both. Well, it doesn't seem like any of these say you get to just die. None of these say you get to just be murdered. Also, for you guys who are saying stuff about immigrants, like, what do you think the infraction of coming into the country illegally, what do you think the punishment is for that? She's a criminal for injecting herself in that situation. She was given a lawful order to get out of the car. So? Just because someone runs is not an excuse to kill them. Just because someone assaults you is not an excuse to kill them. Just because someone is trying to drive away from the scene of a crime is not an excuse to kill them. Someone yelling like fucking slurs at ICE agents is not an excuse to kill them. None of that, none of the arguments you can give me qualify a murder. Sorry. It's always so weird how you guys talk about cucking, like swinging stuff. Like, isn't swinging just about sex? Like, why is that a thing? Why do you guys care so much about, cucking? It's like you guys just all kind of brought it up out of nowhere. It's like it was on your mind already. Almost like it was a fantasy. You look like someone else fucks your girl. I love that. I love that. Okay, if that makes my wife happy, then I'm glad she's getting it from an outside source. I don't know why you think that's a dig. Fucking weirdo. Guys, she messed around and found out. I mean, she messed around, like, yeah, she's trying to insert herself into this, but she didn't create a dangerous situation. The ICE agent did. We just think you're a beta male. You and your 5 friends? I'm sorry, but your opinions don't really matter to me. I wish they did. I wish I was a more emotionally reactive person, because then I wouldn't be laughing as much. That's me coping. I'm laughing because this is such a disturbing thing. I mean, you guys, did you ever read that poem? Did you ever read that? What is it? First they came. There it is. So this was written by a pastor. She didn't use her car as a weapon. She actually is clearly trying to get away.
Is being remembered in
Here's the section of the video. Right? Not running over anyone, 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 not running over anyone. So which part of that was him trying to run over anybody? Was the woman trying to run over anybody? This member of her community who was trying to protect people. How is that trying to run over anybody? So, I mean, I'll break it down again. I already broke it down, but I'll break it down again. These guys are not the people that you're talking about. I get it. I understand that. There's a guy here, right? He's walking across to the front of the car. They're thinking that this is just going to be like any other traffic stop. These poorly trained, fucking masked up agents. Which video? Show me. Give me a link. I'll show it. Give me a link. So, okay. Well, we're breaking it down here. Thanks for joining, by the way, you guys. Even if you hate me, you're still giving me engagement. So, again, I'm gonna eat that up. So you got these guys here, right? You got the guy here. His partner's somewhere around here. Now she is trying to back up, right? There you go. Trying to back up. Now she's stopped. The guy's in front of her. Now what would you do? if you saw a guy in front of you? What would you think? What would you do? Would you like stop the car? Or if your adrenaline's running and you're panicked and you're trying to get away, would you maybe like spin the wheel to the right? Yes, James Everett, there's several hundreds of millions of us. So, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead, report me. It's fucking, I'm not doing anything against TOS, so. Sorry. You can accelerate in the other direction, right? They're not, so ICE is not police. ICE are federal agents. Why would the fear be that you're gonna get shot? Why would you assume that you're just gonna get shot? If you are going to be trying to get away from somebody, why do you think you're gonna get shot? That's not how this works. Police don't just shoot people willy-nilly. They're not supposed to anyway. This isn't the fucking 80s. This isn't Dirty Harry. This isn't where, like, cops are rolling around with fucking guns and, like, that's what you're supposed to do to any criminal, is just gun them down. That's not how this works. That's not how the country works. And there's no guys, look. He's to the side of the car. He's to the side of the car. He walked in front of the car, came around to the side, as she's trying to get away. She didn't accelerate towards the agent. Sorry. I'm sorry you're wrong. Again, like, here's where I'm coming from. None of the... Because I actually did the fucking research, Rock City Cards. I actually looked this stuff up. I'm sorry that you suck. It was self-defense. Agent was him. No, he wasn't. She used the car as a weapon. No, she didn't. Sorry. Dilk, I'm not making a hero out of anybody. I'm saying she was a mother, and she wasn't doing anything that warranted dying. Does that make her a hero? If you think that makes her a hero, if you think that I'm trying to make her a hero, then that's really sad that you have that little comprehension of the things that you hear. So this is about to happen. All the left that constantly gets in the way. It's a matter of time. Left that gets in the way. In what way do you mean, Stacy Lynn? He just jumped out of the way. This is misinformation. What are you talking about? I'm playing the fucking video. Right here. The video's right here. Yes, he walked across the front of her car, of course. But you can see she turned the wheels. Do you not know how to see? You watch the same videos we watch. No, I mean, I researched the laws that people are saying that she broke. I researched the law that says what self-defense is. I'm actually, when I don't know the things that I'm hearing, when I don't know about law, when I don't know about, the statutes that are being called up into question, I go online and I research them. I go to the state where these laws are, and I look at the law. Crazy, right? That somebody actually does their research? Whoa, weird. Are they? Then why is the car turning? Rock City, I wish that you could put it into words that are different than the ones that I've been hearing. Because hearing the repeated phrases of people who don't know what they're talking about over and over again, that sounds stupid. Rock City, what are you trying to catch me in here, man? I can very easily just go and look it up. State law. Impeding. No, look, you can see it right here. Before the shots. Wheels are to the left, wheels are to the left, wheels are straight. Now they're turning. Already has turned the wheels. Already turned the wheel. Oh, and then the shots. So, congrats, you're dumb. Oh, that's Oregon law. Minnesota. No, I already know. It's 1, 3, or 5 years. Or no, it's 90 days. whatever. It's 1 year to 5 years. That's like the maximum penalty. So why is that killing? Is that murder? Oh, it wasn't. It was impeding traffic? No. Impeding police. Where's the punishment? It says the punishing or the punishment phase. Or it actually says the punish. There we go. Okay. Subdivision 2 penalty. A person convicted of violating Subdivision 1 may be sentenced as follows. Basically, I mean, you can read this, but it says not more than 5 years. That's the maximum penalty. Why do you have to respect authority? I don't get that. Like, what is the thing about you guys on the right? I just want to know why innocent people killed by illegal immigrants in this country never make that big a deal about their fellows, for their fellow citizens. Why do people defend criminals more than innocents? What are you talking about? George Floyd wasn't an immigrant, and there were riots in the street. He didn't violate what? I wasn't saying that he violated anything. I was saying that the woman didn't violate a crime that was serious enough to get her killed. Rock City, why do you give a shit so much about authority? Do you just really want to suck a cop's dick? What's going on? Who was a criminal? What are you talking about? It doesn't matter if anybody has committed a crime. That doesn't matter. Just because you guys are coping so much by saying, oh, you know, they fucked around and found out. That's what happens when you violate the law. No! So many different things happen when you violate the law. So many different things that are not fucking being murdered. Just saying. What do you mean if they complied? He did comply. He was on the ground. He was on the ground choking for 8 minutes. What are you talking about? He was fully compliant. He was on the ground. Yep, it is what? These guys don't have morals and don't care about the law. I mean, yeah, it's really just you guys don't like brown people or anyone that likes to help them. That's pretty much all it is. Without laws, we would live like third world losers. US, she gonna miss Valentine's Day. Okay. You think that's a smart thing to say? You know that breaking the law doesn't mean you die. I just want to hear one of you guys admitting that breaking the law alone doesn't deserve death. Does breaking the law alone deserve death? Does breaking the law deserve death? You can be brown and still hate brown people. You know that, right? That's a weird argument that you guys always try to make too. Like, people who come from worse environments generationally come to America and endorse fascism because it's still so much better than what they had. Because they're scared, and all the propaganda, they're already living an entire life of propaganda swallowing, so it's very easy for them to do so. Where did she try to drive over anyone? Where did she try to drive over anyone? Where did she try to drive over anybody? The man that you guys are saying she tried to hit is walking in front of the car as she is backing up. The the wheels are to the left. The wheels are now straight. He is already out of the way of the car. She's gone and made them straight by doing this. She made them straight and is still turning, as you can see, right before the shots happen. So I'm sorry that you have a problem looking at reality and being more sympathetic to the person who died than you are able to rationalize why she should have died. So, I don't know. She didn't hit him at all. That's not even, nobody's even arguing that she hit him. So I don't know where you're coming from, Chris, but you're swallowing something. And it's not as fun as the thing you probably should be swallowing. Well, yeah, I agree that she should have tried not to run. But when situations are tense, people react in unpredictable ways. That's why the police need training so that they don't just unilaterally kill people. Again, I see, okay, Volman, you don't even have to agree with me about looking at reality. I've looked at all the videos. She didn't. You can see 3 different angles. And none of them have her hitting them with his car. So I don't know. Greg, she didn't drive over anyone. Lalo, I understand. I understand that. See, that is the take that I can agree with the most. Where you say, like, oh, well, she shouldn't have been there. Yeah, okay, I agree. None of that is in disagreement. Where do we start? Where do we go from there? My eyes are fine, man. I'm wearing glasses. So if anything, my eyes are superhuman right now. They're even better than someone with regular vision. I don't know. I'm sorry you suck. By the way, hi everyone. I'm Goose. We kind of came out the gate just kind of like yelling at each other. Well, not yelling. I'm yelling, but we're all just kind of talking shit to each other. I didn't even get a chance to say hi. Hello. Thank you for the engagement. Please do the like and the follows, because you know some of these guys are going to try and brigade and report this. So please do me a favor and keep that from happening, and like the stream and comment and all that kind of shit. If you're on TikTok, I don't know if just somebody in TikTok say hi, because there's 15 people right now. Just somebody say hi so I know that the chat is working. Or I guess I could do that right now. Test. Yes, it is working. All right, just making sure. How about obeying the lawful command? Sure, I agree. She shouldn't have been there. If she didn't want to die, she might have wanted to just stop the car and comply and just, because she would have been released. She would have been... Yes, no shit. That's the fucking joke. I know that people with glasses don't see better. Are you fucking serious? Come on. But so she right, she shouldn't have been there. She shouldn't have been doing what she was doing. But when things are happening in the country that elicit strong emotions from people, they want to do their part and they want to help the people in their community. And so they're going to go out and they're going to do that. Making the person into a criminal is almost as bad as making them into a hero. You're doing the thing that you're saying that we're doing, only you guys are the bad ones. You guys are cheering on death, and we're trying to say, well, I don't think that any unilateral killing is good. None of it is good. Charlie Kirk didn't deserve to die. George Floyd didn't deserve to die. Ashley Babbitt definitely fucked around and found out, but she should not have died. And there are many times where you could say, yeah, it's up to the person to decide how they want to live their life, if they want to be active and protest, or if they want to just be safe and stay at home. That is up to the individual. Yes, you are taking a risk when you go out and you protest. She didn't accelerate her car towards an ICE agent. No, see, even if I was to take you guys at your word, I still don't think she deserved to die. That means that you are justifying the death, so you're cheering it on. You're cheering on her death. You say she deserved to die. She did not deserve to die. Nobody deserves to die extrajudicially. Nobody. 0 people deserve to die. No one's cheering on death. You guys are. Sorry, you're cheering it on. You're cheering on death. I hope that feels good. I hope that makes you guys feel satisfied that somebody died and now you can be happy about it. That sucks for you. Yes, it is. Justified doesn't... That's not You can argue what was justified and what wasn't justified all day long, but at the end of the day, you're still saying she deserved to die. And she didn't hit him with her car. 3 different angles. 3 different angles you can see from all the different videos. 3 different angles. Abortion is not murder. You think it is. People who are religious or people who just have it out for abortion think it is, but it's still legal here. Following cops is legal here. Observing law enforcement is legal here. Sorry. Anyone who's saying she deserved to die, anyone who is saying she deserved to die is endorsing extrajudicial death. It's tragic, and she didn't deserve to die. She didn't deserve to die, I'm sorry. I don't know why you like death so much. I don't know why. Do you want to kill people in real life? Like, do you... No, people with common sense know that abortion is a healthcare procedure. So, that seems like projection. Like reverse projection? As a voter on the other side, I think you're doing a great job on here. You know, it helps to have very thick skin and very little emotions. She did not hit him with her car. Look, you can see it. You can see, I mean, if you choose not to look at it, that's fine. He's here. He's here. He's in motion, so he's a little blurry, but you can see he's right there. He's on the side of the car. Well, I can't zoom the video in as much as I'd like to, but you can see he's on the side of the car. He's right there on the side of the car. He's not in front of the car. He could absolutely get hit if she goes straight, but she didn't. Oh, look at those wheels turning. Weird. Look at those wheels turning. Huh. It's almost like she went to the right. Sorry. I'm sorry you think I'm a moron, but I'm looking at the video and I'm using mis ojos to see that it's going straight and it's going straight back and then it turns. Oh wait. Whoop, 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 whoop. And then, oh, there you go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. Maybe you need glasses. You're doing a great job handling the influx of interaction. I mean, my energy goes up with the level of engagement that I'm given. So if people are interacting, then I feel like I want to interact back, you know? So, yeah. Even if it's, you know, even if it's conflict, I welcome all here. I preach equality and I preach understanding, and so that's why we're all here. So yeah, I mean, right there. Right there. Do you see? So that in his nuts, right, is the front, the headlight, right? So one leg is on one side of the headlight. The other leg is on the other side of the headlight, right? Maybe if you hear me being passionate about something and I sound like I might have done some cursory research on the topic, you might just listen. Maybe you might not be correct as you think you are. Especially if you're cheering on death. Guys, I want to strip everything down. I want to strip everything completely down to its bare basics. Why do you think people deserve to die? Why do you think people deserve to die? Why does any of that okay? Why does anyone deserve to die? Charlie Kirk didn't deserve to die. I hate that motherfucker. But he didn't deserve to die. Yeah, actually you can see he's right in front of half of the headlight. Right here. Sorry. I don't care if it ages well for me. I still have the opinion that extrajudicial death is not okay. Again, even if I took you guys at face value, even if I thought to myself, yeah, you know, it's completely wrong, she was in the wrong, she was a criminal, she still didn't deserve to die. Nobody deserves to die. No one who is not directly affecting your safety deserves to die. No one who is not presenting a straight up, unescapable threat to you deserves to die. Kyle Rittenhouse's victim did not deserve to die. I'm not pretending to be blind. I am blind. Look at me. I'm sorry. Just disagreeing with you doesn't mean I'm wrong. Are you fucking cross-eyed? Did you let your... Yes, I am cross-eyed. I actually have a lazy eye. Look, I can make it go more. See? I can do like a real legit cross... Or, no, I can cross my eyes too. See? I'm not... Who do you think I'm pointing to? I'm talking about the guy whose head you can see right here. Who takes the shot. See? This guy. Nobody forfeits the right to live. This is what I'm saying. Once again, dude, since you are so the guy who shot her, yeah, I covered that. So you consider the murder of a live fetus as simply a medical procedure. Yes, it's not a murder. It's a clump of cells. It doesn't even have consciousness yet. What a cold, bleak version of reality you've created for yourself, Mr. Cheering on Death. I don't cheer on abortions. What makes you think I cheer on abortions? I don't think anybody deserves to die, but I also don't consider abortion murder. How is that cheering anything on? I'm saying people are allowed to do the things that they want to do, and if it's a legal medical procedure, then you're allowed to do that. So, I mean, I'm sorry that you disagree, but that doesn't make me wrong. There's been like over 100 years of debate and legislation that eventually codified abortion as a constitutional right. It only recently went away. Not the legality of the procedure, though. So I'm sorry, you can disagree on abortion all you want, but that doesn't mean anything. Those aren't lives. Sorry. Let's see. He's not pointing to or talking about the Asian on the side of the vehicle. That's correct. But yes, it's the front corner of the vehicle, which he can easily step to the side, right? Okay, this knockoff Tim Pool is just hoping to be the next Hassan or Pac-Man. I could give a shit. I actually do mostly gaming content. It'd be great to do debates, because I'm pretty decent at them. And I think knockoff Tim Pool is both a scouring insult, but also kind of a compliment because he does pretty well for himself. So. NPR, Reddit. I don't understand why you think either NPR or Reddit are insults. I'm gonna be in front of the headlight, not in front of the fucking car. Yeah. Oh, okay, man. We're gonna split hairs then. Sure, we can split hairs if you want. Yes, he was maybe a foot of him was in front of the car, but he very easily could have stepped to the side, which he did, as he takes the shots. You don't need to be hit by a bat first. You actually do. You have to be in imminent, unescapable danger. Why do you claim that I don't know these things? Intentional killing of taking of a life of another is not authorized by Section 609.06 except when necessary in resisting or preventing an offense which the actor reasonably believes exposes the actor to another or another to great bodily harm or death, or preventing the commission of a felony in the actor's place of abode. That's not what happened here. Reasonably believes. Over 87,000 abortions a year when birth control is easy to access. Actually not. Birth control is actually not easy to access, especially for religious people. Sorry. You're right, it wasn't a constitutional right, it was codified in the Constitution. It wasn't, there's no specific amendment. It's just, it was a bit of case law. That's it. She drove in from out of state to act like a fool. So did Kyle Rittenhouse, and he murdered somebody. Local police clarify, red tag, blah, blah, blah. You call me names if you want. I don't give a shit. You're still engaging. You're promoting my stream. I'm sorry if your goal is to try and get me to go away. That ain't gonna happen. This guy doesn't even know who the shooter. I actually do, Bud Russell. I've been pointing him out to you several times. Well, no, a fetus is not living, actually. Consciousness occurs in living things. It's not living. He was in front of her, she sped toward him and made the call. He made the wrong call. Kyle defended himself, but anyone who sees that footage knows he still could have gotten away. It's called the Reasonable Man Standard. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Key aspects. It's not about what you thought was reasonable, but what a hypothetical, sensible person would have done. The standard reflects typical behavior like stopping at a red light or using caution at intersection. Do you often get the urge to just run people down? Because if you're using that, then you have to assume that her intent was to kill somebody. That she didn't immediately, instinctively try to avoid the person in front of her. You can be living and unconscious. You think about consciousness in a different way than I'm trying to explain. You're talking about consciousness like... Oh, my graphics driver just broke. You're saying conscious like awake. That's not what consciousness means. Sorry. Conscious means like present in the world, like your soul's in your body. If you're religious and you like to think about things like that. It's not alive until it's born, man. Until it leaves the womb. Sorry. That's what the whole case law established. That's why there even is such a thing as a third trimester abortion. Your lack of knowledge is not me being stupid. Sorry. No. Logan, he asked before they tried to detain her. Because people are saying that she was just a criminal. She was just a living criminal. Somebody who committed crimes all her life. And that's why she deserved to die. Nobody just unilaterally deserves to die. That's like, yeah. You don't get to play God. Her political vigilante efforts got herself killed. Like what? Trying to protect immigrants? How is that political vigilanteism? No. I said fetus are not conscious. Until they're born. Do you think fetuses know what's happening to them inside the womb? They don't. That's fucking stupid. Yes, stopped in the road intentionally trying to block ice was the reason for detention. Right. And so does obstructing a roadway deserve death? I'm a nut because I don't think that people deserve to die? What does that make you? He's crazy. There were 3 agents at the car, 2 on one side in the front. The agent in the front shot through the window. Google's tool. But I don't know why you don't seem to be smart enough to understand when I tell you that I know who you're talking about. I pointed it out. Please rub both your brain cells together and try to understand. It's right there. Man A is standing in front of us. Man B is behind him. Man C is right here. Man B is the one who shot. See? Not this guy who's holding onto the door handle, but the guy who's behind him is the one who shot. Bud Russell, I can't be any more specific than that. I'm trying. I'm actively trying. Why do you think this relates? Just out of curiosity. If you don't think it relates, say it doesn't relate. But why do you think it relates? First, they came for the communists, and I did not speak out. Communists? Nobody likes communists on your side, right? There you go. And I did not speak out. Because I was not a communist. You guys, feel safe. Feel comfortable. You're not a communist. You don't have to protect communists. So if they go and take the communists, that's okay. You're not a communist. Why do you care? Then they came for the socialists. You hate socialists too, right? Fine. Okay. And you didn't speak out because you're not a socialist. These aren't your people. You don't have to protect them. It's not your job. But then they came for the trade unionists, which is a little closer to home. If you're a farmer, if you live in middle America, I don't know. A little close to home. But you didn't speak out because you're not a trade journalist. Trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews. And you didn't speak out because you're not a Jew. You're some Christian, you're some normal person who's just trying to live their life. But then they come for you. And now there's nobody left to speak out for you. So we're supposed to protect each other. We're supposed to protect the people who live in our community. And if you can protect them in a way that involves you being physically there, then okay. No, see, again, Logan, you're not getting what consciousness means. A person who is sleeping has consciousness. Please stop showing how dumb you guys are. Are you truly unable to understand how sick that is? Or is that just your whole thing that you troll the chat for engagement? What sick what is? Logically consistent. You need to understand the meaning of a word. You're misconstruing what I'm saying. So if you had better listening, if you had better ears, then you probably would have heard what I said. Because it's not. Consciousness is not what you think it is. Oh my God. Is an unconscious person alive? I just fucking told you that a person who is sleeping is conscious. They may not be conscious like in a waking state, but they have consciousness. You're not unintelligent, but you may be severely brainwashed. I was a Republican growing up. I was going to vote Republican, and I just actually started paying attention to things that were going on and did my own research. And now I'm just about as left as you can get before you're throwing Molotovs through Parliament. No, Isaac, I didn't want to give it away that we're talking about sentience because they don't get it. They don't understand. You should try getting a job and stop doing ridiculous live streams that nobody watches, you clown. Well, you're right that nobody watches these. I mean, it's not that nobody watches, it's just that not many people watch when I don't do ones like this. Plenty of activity right now. I got 26 viewers on TikTok. Several on Twitch. I can't see the numbers on Twitch and YouTube, but I didn't say birth determines consciousness. I said that I don't recognize that. I'm not a woman. I don't give birth, so I can have whatever fucking opinion I want about consciousness and birth and related to shit like that. And I'm never going to try to tell women how to run their own bodies. That's the difference between you and me. I won't ever try to pass a law that says that you can't go and get a medical procedure if you need it. Fatherson, to me, that's just fine. To me, that's a lot. I am just a small timer. I'm not like a big streamer by any means. And 26 for me on one platform is pretty impressive. I feel pretty good about that. Thank you to all who are joining. On TikTok, I'm sorry if we're not interacting directly, but nobody's commenting, so I assume that y'all are just lurkers, which is fine. But yeah, 26 is crazy for me. That's the most I've ever had on any single platform. So yeah, thank you. I know you're being sarcastic, but yeah, that is wow. Thank you. Well, no, real time. Again, I did the research. I know it's what. And the reason I said I'm not a woman and that I don't give birth is because I don't feel like I have the right to tell them what to do with their bodies. Not because I am allowed to have an opinion that is unsound. I'm not justifying that or quantifying that. All I'm saying is that women should have the right to decide what they do with their bodies. And I nor any government should be able to intervene. Fetus has consciousness and sentience is your main problem. They react to outside stimuli, heartbeat, brain activity, unique DNA, breaks down nutrients for energy. Okay, 2 of the things you mentioned don't need sentience. Plants break down nutrients for energy. Plants have unique DNA. Ooh, Danny Carriter really saying the truth. Yet we were forced to vax and lose our job. Oh my god. If you didn't vax, you are only hurting yourself. Sorry. You lose your job because you didn't get a vaccination. Woo! Those are some strong principles you're standing on right there. You mad about a woman getting killed, then in the same breath promote abortion. Abortion is not murder. The law agrees with me. Plants are not sentient, you fucking idiot. Oh man. Now you're not understanding the arguments that you're making. So I can just completely discount everything you're saying. You don't seem to understand what even you're saying. We found bacteria in frozen water on Mars, and we did say that it was alien life discovered. That you're not understanding me. Or you're intentionally misunderstanding me. So, cool. Doesn't mean abortion's murder. That's like, religious people always try to make the argument that like, you guys don't know how the universe was started. Right. That doesn't mean it's God though. Just because plants have electrical impulses, that doesn't mean that it is sentient. And if sentience is being able to observe the world around you, then babies in the womb are not sentient until just before they're born. And nobody's aborting months or days before someone is about to give birth. That's not, I mean, it's a very niche thing that happens maybe 3 times in a year. But only at the risk of losing both lives. Intentional ending of innocent life is not what's happening with abortion. Yes, it does. Logan, I've heard these arguments so many times, man. And they've been debunked over and over and over again. The law supports abortion. As soon as it changes, then I will comply with that standard. But my personal opinion, which I'm allowed to have, is that abortion is not murder. What language are you what language have we twisted here? If you don't like the law, then you talk to a politician and vote for what you hope to have. Right. Correct. If you don't like a law, you write your congressman, you try to get a coalition started, and you can be active in your community, like this. You can try to keep track of people who are doing fucked up things, like kidnapping people off the street. I know many pro-abortionists, and they say, yes, it is murder, but the women do not have the mens rea for it to be a murder conviction. I don't know what pro-abortion people you think you're talking to, but I feel like you're lying. So now you've lied. So you've lied. You've misunderstood my argument. You've misunderstood your own argument. So I don't know. I don't know where you think that's going to go. You've lost all credibility now. Why are so many people talking about this? She fucked around and found out. Right, Ben. But do you think she deserved to die? A tobogun. Toboggan? Isn't a toboggan a boat? Immigration law is law, right? But it's a civil infraction. I'm not. There's pro-aborts who say, yeah, it's murder, but it's justified. That's just a straight up lie. I'm sorry. Sorry. Oh my god, that was so fucking loud. Boom Mew2, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Does that mean mind your own business? MYOB? I will not be adding you on Discord. I appreciate it, though. Right, it is sad when anyone dies. She didn't deserve to die. No, but you pay for your choices. What choices? What choice? What choice did she make? Go mess with the police, tough guy. I talk shit to the police constantly. Not all leftists feel the need to sanitize the language for their argument. I don't know what language you think I'm sanitizing. I'm not sanitizing anything. Abortion is not murder. That's my personal opinion. The law allows for abortion, and so I don't have the right to change any of that, even if I wanted to. What does mind your own business mean? People are getting kidnapped from the streets. That is your business. Again, I have to read you that poem again? Because people learned from that for a while after World War II. But now, for some reason, Nazism is cool, I guess? According to you guys. Obey the police. Be compliant, even if you're getting kidnapped without due process. There is a reason why the revolution happened, right? There's a reason why the French Revolution happened. Right, it doesn't, though. Only in your mind, Logan. Logan, abortion is murder to you. Abortion is murder to you and maybe several millions of your friends. Anyone who's a Christian usually believes that abortion is murder. That doesn't make you right. Even having the backing of 10 million people would not make your opinion the majority. You just don't understand scale. Sorry. No, it's not. They're cops. No, they're not. ICE is just federal immigration enforcement. Nothing you can do there. Go protest at the courts. I do. I attend my city hall every week, and I protest in courts. Nobody's ever been in cuffs. Then they say, "Oh, my bad," and let you go. Right. Cops usually don't do that. It's called due process that you guys cry about. Well, no. Unilateral extrajudicial killing is not due process. You're not Judge Dredd if you're a cop. You don't get to choose who you kill. That's not a thing. What do you mean stream over? What the fuck? You think that I'm supposed to be there all day long? Okay, so stream over, nothing you can do. I mean, you're right, except raise awareness. Literally what I'm doing right now. The whole point of me even being here is to talk about it. So, point fulfilled. Mission accomplished. Oh, Big Teats, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're scared. I'm sorry. You're right, you can't bring her back. And you are right to be worried. This could potentially happen to you or a person that you care about, and I would be scared too if I was you. I am scared. I'm scared that, this could happen to somebody that I care about. So, that's why I'm here. I'm hoping that it doesn't, escalate. And if I can, reach even 26 people and say extrajudicial killings are not okay, then I've done my part. What's about to happen? I'm from the 757. I don't know what that means. Is that the area code of the area where this happened? 43% of Americans don't believe in abortion. That's more than 10 million. I mean, no, you can't take voting numbers and assume that they agree with you. So, well, Big Teats, I mean, it really doesn't matter if you take care of yourselves or your friends or whatever. You can still get kidnapped off the street by ICE. Obama deported people and none of you pussies said shit. Shut the fuck up. Yes, we actually did. And he didn't he didn't deport nearly as many people as Trump is. One of the largest deportation exercises just happened. Hang on. My family, my brother. Is shooting an unarmed home invader an extrajudicial murder? Yes. Well, not a murder, depending on, if they were, about to kill you. I believe that self-defense is absolutely justifiable. So you have to ask yourself, why is a person who has done the research saying that they agree that you can leave anytime you want, Big Teats? I'm not keeping you here. But you're giving me engagement, so stay as long as you like. You're wrong. LOL. Obama deported way more. That's a fact. Then why are you so happy with Trump's performance? Shouldn't he have exceeded Obama's numbers? Sounds like he's doing a terrible job. So, ICE isn't coming for you and me, bro. Take it easy. They're not? I could just call them right now, and I could, like, if I wanted to dox you, I could call them, and I could tell them where you live, and that there's a bunch of illegals hiding there, and they would go to your house. So, Obama deported 3.2 million people. Then you should be proud of him. Why don't you like him? Because he's black? A violent, nosy neighbor, right. So a mother who is active in her community deserves to die because she's a nosy neighbor. So busybodies, that to you is a killable offense. Interesting stance. Interesting stance. Erotic Tang, I could give a shit if I didn't. Me being misinformed doesn't mean I lied, nor do I give a shit. I could not give a shit. But what are you trying to do with splitting hairs, man? I'm talking about this fucking lady murdered by ICE agents, and you guys are trying to talk about anything else. Who would you rather live next door, the COO or the bitch in the car? You're talking about a person who was just murdered, a mother who was just murdered. So if the logic carries over, all we have to prove is that the ICE agent had a reasonable fear of being harmed with a vehicle for it to be justified, right? Correct. You would have to prove that in a court of law. But in the court of public opinion, we can all see the video, we can all make up our minds, and we all have opinions. Some of them might be different from yours, Logan. Weird, right? Typical liberal. I'm actually a leftist. Liberals are more centrist. Although I am a borderline fiscal conservative because I own a business. So I'm like I always end up, being a little more conservative with my dollars. I don't like taxes, but I know they go to good places. So I try to pay as much of my taxes and donate to the charities that deserve it and shit like that. So I guess maybe that's not what a fiscal conservative would do. I don't know. So a person has 24 hours in the day. Sorry, who turned out the lights? I'm trying to address you right now. A person has 24 hours in the day. You honestly think that she should be spending all of them not doing the things that she wants to be doing? She can take her kids to school. She can go work. She can be an activist. She can go help people in the community and still have time to pick the kids up, make dinner, and do whatever she needs to do. So I don't know why you have a problem. Again, it seems like you guys really just have a problem with scale. I don't know. I'm just a leftist with no brain. Is that why I'm like actually looking up the laws, and you guys just have failed to prove any kind of claim that you've made? I'm putting myself here, putting my face out there, letting you see me, and having the opinions that I have that you agree so much with, or that you disagree so much with. So who's the bigger pussy? What? Holding water for liberal ideology. Yes, I believe that liberals would agree with me if I was to say that extrajudicial killing is not okay. So where's the problem there? Is that a problem? Strange. I'm fine with different opinions, but I do feel this case is going to come down to the reasonable man standard. Logan, I don't disagree with you there. I'm not talking about how this is going to turn out legally. I'm saying ICE murdered somebody. Whether you believe... I'll use a different word then. I believe that ICE killed a lady who didn't necessarily deserve to die. If you have such a staunch stance that you can't agree with that, then okay, fine. But I think that, has legs. Right, I get it. It was a tense situation. See, Logan, I think you and I kind of agree a little more on this than you think we do. Who's doxing ICE? Where the fuck is that coming from? You were literally proven wrong about the deportation amount, and you got mad instead of admitting you're a moron spouting off at the mouth. No, Erotic Tang, I said I don't give a fuck. I said I don't care. I'm sorry that you've made this into something it's not. Normal people don't do what she did, right? Normal people are more complacent. They are more demure in the presence of law enforcement, and mostly people would have just complied. Most people would have just complied. That doesn't mean, David, nobody ran anybody over. You saw the same footage that I did, so I'm going to assume that you're just intentionally trying to lie and stir shit up, but nobody ran anyone over. Right, White Bean, laws are laws, but does she deserve to die? You were saying you're showing your face and not scared. What? Where's the rest of that sentence? Intense situation, intentionally put her foot on the throttle, steer the car towards... She actually did not. You can see right here that she did not accelerate toward anybody. Her wheel is turning. The wheel is turning. Sorry. Again, Erotic Tang, you're making this way more intense. I think maybe you just need the exchange. So, yes, I was so angry. Fuck you! There you go. Did you get your therapy? You do know that that very agent was dragged by a car last June. Then he probably shouldn't have been in the field. If he's so traumatized by this that he's ready to shoot anybody in the face, probably shouldn't be on the force. Quit saying the word deserve. Quit playing God, dude. You have no idea. Big Teats, are you fucking dumb? Are you fucking dumb? Yes, Erotic Tang, I am so incensed right now. You can tell. You can see it in my face how angry I am. Go ahead, man. Keep going. I'm happy to I'm happy to keep telling you how mad I am. You're right. Steven Stewart. Yes. 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 Now that is a discussion we can have. The cop did not see the wheel turning. Holy fuck. Yes. Now you're poking holes. Now you're poking real holes. Okay? I don't know why I'm treating the chat as if it's all one person, but yes, Steven Stewart, yes. Logan, you also brought this up a couple of times too, but you also have shitty opinions, so. Where is it? There seemed to be an intense movement from that officer's leg within just a few frames. I can't even tell if he was struck or not from... Yes, you can. You absolutely can tell whether or not he was struck. Look at him. Look. And hop out of the way. Did you ever, oh man. I know we've all, so any dude, we've all had this moment, I think at one point in our lives or not, where we're afraid that our nuts are going to get hit. And like, cause like say someone's swinging something around, or you got a kid that's like waving a stick around or something like that. Like, you go like this, you go like, huh! Like, huh! Right? To try and avoid the nut tap. You can see that's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to avoid the nut tap. Right there, watch. Whoa! See that? Big Teats, I honestly feel like you're just trying to be inflammatory, because you're not saying anything that's coherent. I don't know. These ones that praise Charlie Kirk death. I actually did not. If you look at any of my videos, well, my live streams, I actually said that no extrajudicial killing is okay. My entire point about Charlie Kirk is that if like, what's worse? Like, what's going to be the next step? If we just start killing people we disagree with, what's going to be the next step? Like, I hope that things don't escalate from here. I really don't. Big Teats, are you trying to get Isaac to reply or me? About Israel? Yeah, I'll play the whole video. In slow motion. Can I? I can't. Why can't I not? Well, that's stupid. Whole thing here. There you go. The nut tap evasion might be true, but I cannot conclude if it was evasion or impact. I need another angle. Agreed. I need all the different angles. I need their fucking body cam footage, but ICE doesn't wear body cams. That'd be great. Me, I don't love Israel. I love it as a country, but I do not like the leadership. I think that they are committing a genocide. Can we search if the officer reported any injury? I'm gonna guess that their union's probably going to encourage them to claim that they were injured. Let's see. Where would... Actually, I'm gonna... I don't know where to look like a good unbiased source for that. But if you can... Logan, if you can find it... Like I said, I'm not trying to stir a pot here. I'm not. I'm trying to just tell people, just kind of just shout out into the void that I don't think that people deserve to die for things like this. I don't think that a person deserves to die for a traffic infraction. I don't think they deserve to die for having a different opinion than me. I don't think they deserve to die for being on drugs. I think the only time that I would ever accept that someone is... Who turned out the lights? If you can find me a link, I'll play it. Like I said, I am happy to have a discussion, but so far, you guys are just calling me a moron and you're not actually providing me with any supporting evidence that proves what you're saying. So, I don't actually have the Palestine flag, but I do support Palestine. I'm guessing that the details are gonna keep coming out, just like they did with the Charlie Kirk thing, you know. And there's gonna be just as much pushback as there are people who are going to be, who turned out the lights. If you want to give me a link to it, I will play it. I'm happy to show all the information, but you need to help me with that. This is not an educational channel. We are here to talk about the fact that nobody deserves to die unless you are presenting an imminent and inescapable danger. Those are my only criteria that I say it is okay to claim self-defense if you kill someone. You just Googled it, and the ICE officer was hit by the car. Okay, provide me the link. Provide it. Coward. To be fair, Israel have been the bad guys throughout all of history. Palestine are indeed the good guys here. Right, Erotic Tang? We agree on that. Isn't that crazy? We agree on something. Weird. Who turned out the lights? Citizens need to quit obstructing justice because the Insurrection Act will be enacted. And the next thing you know, there's going to be Marines on the ground. And guess what? Look up what happens. Or and guess what? Look up what happens. Okay. Put punctuation there next time. Why do you think that complying with fascism will lead to less fascism? Do you honestly think that cops are just pushing back on harmful things, on dangerous people? That's not what's happening. They murdered a mother. Okay, sorry. I'm not going to use the word murder right now. I'm using the word kill. How am I backtracking? I still believe what I believe. I said if you can prove it, I'm happy to look at it. Them calling what a lady did is domestic terrorism, even if she did tap the dude with her car, is insane. She didn't, though. There is... I've watched the videos. I didn't see anyone hitting a person. Yes, sir, that is correct. Besides, this always happened in Blue City. What happens? People die? We can spot you people in my way. Which people? The left will always side with criminals. You know that the president is a convicted rapist, right? And you know that he was convicted of keeping classified documents and refusing to take them back. He then had his house raided and refused to give up the rest of the documents. He was also tight friends with Epstein. You honestly think that Trump isn't a criminal? Look at his cabinet. All convicted criminals. Not all of them. Most convicted criminals. But You can't have credibility if you're not willing to provide evidence for your claim, man. Oh my God, Nebraska State Senator someone is on video vandalize a Declaration of Independence exhibit at the... What? So a state senator is on... I'm assuming that you're trying to say that a state senator is on video vandalizing a Declaration of Independence exhibit at the Capitol. I don't know what that has to do with this. Low IQ people are not willing to believe... God damn it. What they can clearly see with their own eyes when Lady backs up at one agent and then goes forward. No. She didn't back up into any agents and forward into any agents. Again, she's trying to get away. That's reverse. She's trying to get away. She's in reverse. The cop is in front of her car right now, as you guys said, even though he's not really in front of her car. And she is turning. The point was made that she may not have seen him turning, or that he may not have seen her turning, which that's something that we can talk about. That's something we can actually analyze. I wish you guys had stuff like that. But she's clearly turning the wheel and turning to the right. Well, no, who turned out the lights? I watched the videos. I formed an opinion on the videos. If you have a different opinion or a different video, I'm happy to look at it. Do you need me to speak that slowly? You notice how you never see smart people voting for Trump? It's tough to point out. Although I think if these people understood it, then they'd probably be choosing differently. So, I don't know. Which criminals? Because I didn't vote for Trump. Sean, you think that it's good that this person died? You think that it's good that this person died? How many of you think that it's good that this person died? I'm not counting the people who are like, oh, it was tragic, but she fucked around. There are people who are actually saying that she deserved to die. Fucking crazy. Sean, who's being racist? Did the cop, was he hit by the car? Tribalism is dumb. I think this is all just about the shooting. I don't think any of this is about the, any injury, though. Yeah. Right, she shouldn't have done it. Just like, anyone who you don't think should have died. That's called empathy. Yeah, your opinion is wrong, dude. Thank you, Elusive. I appreciate the engagement. You're not looking for the truth. You're looking for information that validates what you already do. That's called confirmation bias. And we are all subject to that, including you guys. But no. I'm trying to ask you people why anyone deserves to die. Why'd she deserve to die? Why? Why did this person deserve to die? Why did Charlie Kirk deserve to die? Why did fucking Breonna Taylor deserve to die? Why did, we all have people that we've heard about dying in these circumstances that should not have died in these circumstances. That's the wrong thing. That's what's wrong with it. It's not that anyone's trying to say that she was a hero. It's not that anyone was trying to say that anybody's a criminal. It's not that anybody's trying to say that this was justified because of A, B, and C. It's not about that. It's about the fact that nobody deserves to die unless they are being sentenced with execution or presenting an immediate, inescapable threat to you. If you can step to the side and avoid injury, that does not qualify for self-defense. Why would you ever watch Tim Pool? Why? He lies about being bald. What else would he lie about? The left will side with criminals is a lazy, absolute slogan. Yeah, we don't think in binaries, man. Like, it's the right things in binaries. Sorry. Protecting due process and limiting state power isn't siding with criminals. Right. Exactly. There's such a thing as due process. And both parties push reforms and crackdowns depending on the moment. Also, if you're going to play Law and Order, you can't ignore elite white-collar crime or who's actually in power, right? Yeah. Correct, who turned out the lights. Tribalism is dumb. It's real fucking stupid. Can't control my feelings in what way? Sean Price. Good luck getting through these people. Most of them are going to turn you off and turn Fox News on. Well, they're mostly here to to indirectly admit that they're scared. This is a scary situation, and it is understandable to be scared. And I mean, I hope that everyone here who's watching and who has come to this stream and who has heard any of this has the opportunity to reflect and to hope that things get better. Who turned out the lights? I have not been ignoring you. Sorry. Wow, very biased. Won't even watch a different perspective. I watch alt-right shit all the fucking time. It's a component of my channel. I'm constantly reacting to right-wing shit. So, get better at trolling. Sorry. Tim Pool showed a good video of the front that shows the SUV hitting the cop. Also, it didn't hit the cop. Fuck, man. Also, how did the bullet go through the front windshield and hit the driver if the cop was not at the front of the car? Are you fucking dumb? You know that a bullet can go through multiple things at once, right? And that when bullets tend to go into somebody's skull, they go... Poing! Well, yeah. It's not even really about IQ. It's more practical and emotional intelligence. Not understanding that empathy is what you're feeling, and thinking that it's actually hate for a different race or a different group or a different, just some outgroup. That's where the mental disconnect is. And it just takes fucking therapy, honestly. That's all it takes. North Star, now this is an interesting wrinkle in the is this a known conspiracy, or is it I haven't heard about that. I would love to know how Charlie Kirk is still alive. It was pretty clear what happened to him on the video. Enjoying the freedom of speech today. I am indeed. Gorb Glorthoa. Your lack of knowing anything is funny. I could say the same to you. The ICE agent was in front of the car because she was aiming for it. No, she wasn't. You can clearly see. He puts himself in front of the car. He can very easily step to the side. Whoa, there go my nuts. And then he shoots. Elusive, why would it be a good thing that I don't make laws based on anything that I'm saying? I'm telling people to follow the laws. I'm not sure where you think that we're disagreeing. Because we don't judge the information based off who's giving it. We listen to the information for what it is. You should try it. Neither do I. Didn't you just hear me saying that I actually researched this stuff? That I actually, like, you know, tried to find out whether or not the sources I was looking at were biased? Because I did. You're watching the same videos I am. So, I don't know where you think I'm being influenced. Not a lot of names left, so pronounce it however. Golgotha is, where did I hear that? Golgotha. Is that a H.P. Lovecraft thing? Golgotha. Oh, no, yeah, it's in the Bible, known as... it's Calvary. I did not know that Golgotha was Calvary. Holy shit. Well, you learn something new every day. God damn. I would, if I were you, change your name to Golgotha, because it sounds great. It sounds really cool and badass. Makes you sound like some kind of, like, eldritch demon. Then you should. Then you should have told that LGBTQ lady that, and she'd still be here. She was not. What makes you think she was LGBTQ? Was she gay? What's her name again? Eins. Oh, she was a queer woman. Okay. She wasn't trans. I don't know why you think she was trans. I mean, you did correct that, I guess, in your most recent. Sean Price is who I'm talking to. Well, the thing cynical that I think I found out when commenting on the Charlie Kirk killing was that it's just a perception thing. Like, when we become scared, we become worried, we become concerned. We try to go to what we know because we're outside of our comfort zone. It's scary, it's weird, and we don't understand what's happening. So, the easiest emotion to go to is fear. The second easiest emotion to go to is anger. And when fear and anger can run rampant, then it's easy to see things in a way that makes you a lot more comfortable, to put you back in that comfort zone. And her partner was a dude, buddy, do some work. Where? What? How does that mean she was trans? Do you misunderstand what trans is? Do you not know what queer means? I have many questions. You can see people always do this. Stop it. Get some help, my guy. I'm not gay. I have a wife. I'm a straight man. Only the left is scared. The right isn't scared at all. We're still going to work. I mean, you're scared of black people. You're scared of progress. You're scared of any type of activism. You're scared of any mention of communism or socialism. You're scared of social services. You're scared of admitting your feelings. You're scared of going to therapy. You're scared of going to the doctor. You're scared of adult women. You guys are scared of quite a lot. I wouldn't say that it's the right things to be scared of, but we overlap in a lot of different ways. We're all scared of the rampant release of fascism. I think even people on the right don't want to be under Nazi control. They just don't believe that that's what's happening, which we agree on the premise. We just don't agree on what's actually happening. None of us want to be under Nazi rule. We can all agree on that. Because we don't care. It's only the left acting afraid. You may not act afraid, but it's clear when you're scared. We have to suppress the rational use of emotion and stick to facts available so we can all agree on. That's what society is supposed to be, Logan. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be people trying to understand, using empathy, what's going on surrounding circumstances. But instead, all we have right now is, as Cynical said, tribalism. The same cult that celebrates Charlie Kirk being assassinated is upset about a brainwashed mush mind. Ozzy, where did I ever celebrate Charlie Kirk being assassinated? Did you ever hear me saying that it was a good thing that happened? Or are you just generalizing? Because I said quite the opposite. Sorry to take the steam out of that argument. Oh boy. Too far gone for what? I'm willing to listen to people. Yeah, Sean Price, you can actually see it. It's in my video history. It's literally a video that I made. It was a live that I did, and then I turned it into a video. So yeah, the proof is right there. Who sucks at knowing things now? Fuck you! The left claim that Trump is a dictator. No, he wants to be a dictator, but wants to burn the country down because Trump took down the actual dictator. Well, if you can prove that Biden was a dictator, then I would be really surprised. Really surprised. It's tough when we all want answers, but now we know how so the government moves forward. Yep. It's just going to get tied up. Then Ozzy, talk to me. I'm here. Do things based on me, not on what you've heard from other places. I'm not going to have empathy for anyone that makes bad choices. Why? You should have empathy for literally everyone. Empathy just means that you have the ability to put yourself into somebody's shoes. That's all it means. Empathy doesn't mean that you agree with a person. Empathy doesn't mean that you support a person. That's not what empathy means. I don't know why you would purposefully misunderstand something, but it's a misunderstanding. Oh yeah, I mean, Sean Price, I proved you wrong, and you just don't want to accept it. So, sorry you're stupid. Oh, you're talking about Maduro? I mean, yeah, he was a dictator, but also doing war acts without the permission of Congress is illegal. Do I have empathy for Trump? Yeah. Fuck yeah. I have empathy for most people I disagree with. I'm not very good at what? Responding to you? I am. I'm doing it. Yeah, these guys don't want a dictator, but want a dictator free. Make it make sense. Huh? Was that English? Do you think the left cultivates a shame culture for being American? If so, is it justified? Nah. Right. That's the point, Ozzy. We're not at war with Venezuela. So you can't do acts of war without congressional approval. And bombing a country and kidnapping its leader is pretty warlike. You suck and don't want my brain smooth like these dummies. Dude, you're giving me engagement. You being here only makes me bigger. So if you think that you're harming me in any way, you're really not. You're actually helping. You're helping me greatly. So keep talking shit. I'll eat it up. I'll eat your shit. Oh, I'll eat it so fucking good. There better be nuts in there. Weird how you guys still haven't given any proof. I'm happy to look at links. I not to not drive into cops. Nobody drove into a cop. Beam black. I'm ordered out the car. I get out, not run. So she fa and fa o. You know that A stands for oh, around. Sorry, no. I was gonna laugh at you for a second. I do eat shit for breakfast. I actually just was gonna say that I eat shit. It's not for a specific meal. I just eat shit. Just like we didn't go through Congress to get bin Laden to go into Libya. So? What? Did we not get even if that's the case, that's bad. That should not happen. It doesn't matter to me who did it. If it's illegal, it shouldn't fucking happen. Period. What proof for what? No wonder why you talk so much. Aw. Oh, you really tried. You really tried there. It's clear you're scared. You're very fearful. I personally think this could be much more, or that we could be having, or that we could be more efficient having a dictator work more productively. Just a theory. I don't know why you would want a dictator, but they're ultimately pretty bad for a nation. Well, it doesn't smell if I eat it. If I eat it, it's just gone, like it's in my tummy. If I eat the shit, it's just in my stomach, and I'm breaking it down. Like there's no smell emanating until I shit. So your metaphor is not working very well here. Either way, this woman did not deserve to die. That's been my only point. You guys keep trying to make it about something else, but my point is that she didn't deserve to die. Was the driver there that day? Objection, relevance. Or why was the driver there that day? Objection, relevance. It doesn't matter why they were there. The citizens of Venezuela are thankful to Trump. No, they're not. But you don't have to worry about it because you know better than the citizens of Venezuela. Did you not see all the cheering when we deposed Saddam Hussein? And what went in its place? Did you not see all the cheering when we liberated Afghanistan? And what went in its place? Did you not see the cheering after World War II when we gave the Jewish people a land? And now what did that turn into? I'm just saying. Intervention by the US has never been a good idea. What should happen and what does happen are two different things. This is just the reality. Human nature is undefeated. Viper Griffin, you've said one of the few things that I've fully agreed with today, even if I disagree with other things that you've said. I don't know if you've said stuff that I disagree with. I'm just saying that I completely agree with that. What should happen and what does happen are two different things. Correct. The officer got out of the way. Luckily, what if he didn't? We're not... You're trying to say what if about this situation? A woman got killed. Oh, thank God she's dead. She could have really hurt that officer. Okay, let's break it down. If she ran that officer over flat, then was shot, would she have deserved to die? Yes. I fully believe that if she had actually run the officer down, jeopardized his life, she would have deserved to die at that point. I agree, Brooke. It would be relevant to know her state of mind in that moment, not when she was going about her daily business. Premeditation? Premeditation to die? There is no premeditation involved unless you're saying, I'm going to go out and try to kill an ICE officer. You honestly think she was thinking that? You honestly think she was thinking that? That she had murder in her heart? When everyone who keeps coming out of the woodwork, who knows anything about her, is talking about how lovely she was and how much of an active member of her community she was, which is why she was out there doing that in the first place. I don't know. I don't know what the Jewish people use to justify settling, but it's not cool. Nor is the genocide. And, you know, it's really shitty to have the discussion of ethnic cleansing with people who themselves were the victims of that less than 100 years ago. Well, just about 100 years ago. No, not about 100. No, almost 20 short. 10 short. Like 10 short of 100 years ago. Yeah. Nobody has a claim to land through religious means anyway. Religions are all made up by man. There is no divine authority. So, I don't know why anyone would use that as an excuse for anything. Saws.
Mama. Mama.
Why is that bird talking?
Mama. Mama.
I was trying to find more stuff about the actual thing.
Let me get this straight. I can't.
Firing pepper balls into people's faces is always always a good thing, right? Jesus. Okay, so you aren't opposed to a capital punishment sort of justice. No! Never said that! I said extrajudicial! Extrajudicial! With no due process. I made it very clear. Extrajudicial. When somebody's sentenced to be executed, that is judicial. So you aren't opposed to capital punishment short of justice. Now, what if the officer had a reasonable fear that was about to happen? He would have to prove that then in a court of law. Would the officer's reasoning change? Would the officer's reasoning change whether or not she deserved? Nobody deserves to die. Nobody deserves to die. But if they are presenting an imminent threat to your life, then yes, it is justifiable for you to kill them. Nobody deserves to die. 0 people ever deserve to die. If you unilaterally have the opinion that a person that you don't like deserves to die, you are condemning every single person they could have affected. You are removing the potential for any good thing that they could have done. You are taking them away from any potential improvements they could have made to their lives. You're taking that option away from them. And people can change. People can be reformed. And it's this thirst for death that is what defines you people now. That's an uneducated stance. That is an uneducated stance. The people who believe that someone deserves to die, that is an uneducated stance. That is a non-empathetic stance. And that is a stance that is exclusive, mostly. I'm sure that there are people on the left who wish for death for other people they don't like, but it is almost exclusively held by the right. Continually demonizing entire groups of millions of people, kidnapping them off the street, saying that they're nothing but drug dealers and criminals. Being said by a rapist. All I am saying is that regardless of whatever the circumstances are, unless they are presenting an imminent threat to you that you cannot escape, nobody deserves to die. 0 fucking people, period, deserve to die. If you're young, then I can understand that you're not experienced enough, you're not sentimental enough, you don't have enough fucking community ties to understand how fucking scary this is. But the fact that you're cheering on a death, any death, you can talk about fucking abortion all you want. But that's not a good, well, what about? Because there are several people who aren't religious. Several millions of people, several hundreds of millions of people. It's not okay. You cannot just look at someone and say, that person deserves to die. What kind of monster does that make you? She was somebody's daughter. She was somebody's sister, possibly. She was somebody's mother. She was somebody's wife. Fuck, man. I think, that's a good point, Golgotha. Now that we're knowing you by your more badass name. That is actually a very good point. Which serial killers were reformed? None. Not that I know of. But you're talking about psychopathy. You're talking about a pathological need to kill. There are plenty of people who were either passionate, like, what is it? When you kill, murder of passion. There are plenty of people who have been reformed from things like that. There are plenty of people who have been reformed from vehicular manslaughter, like she would have been charged with if she had lived. If he died, you know what I mean? Like if she actually ran over the guy and he died, and she had lived, she would have been charged. Like her intent isn't to kill somebody. That's the whole thing. You guys are all trying to say that she fucked around, meaning she intentionally wanted to get killed. Like, nobody wants to get killed. Nobody wakes up in the morning, except I guess maybe you guys, and says, boy, I'd really like to murder somebody today. That's not how that happens. Crimes of passion, people get reformed from all the fucking time. If their goal is not to like try and end someone's life, if they do it accidentally, then they don't necessarily have murder in their hearts. And they should be allowed the opportunity to make their situation better and to improve their situation and to fucking reform. I see all the fucking pushback has died down. Did I lose all of my did I lose my faithful righty viewers? Or am I just making a decent point? Right. She didn't want to kill or get killed. She was scared and acted scared. The agent is trained to de-escalate, and he did the opposite. He walked up with his gun pointed at her face. You can see it in the video. I'm not saying that her loss of life is warranted. It's tragic. But did you know that she and her partner plan to disrupt ICE? Planning to disrupt the police is not itself a crime. And I mean by disrupt, you probably mean to just, intervene when they're trying to kidnap somebody. That doesn't mean that she deserved to die. At what point? First of all, tracking the cops, knowing where they are at any given time, especially ICE, is not illegal. That is perfectly in keeping with the law. If they decided to put their car in the middle of the road, then sure, you can absolutely see that as impeding traffic. And a traffic cop could come over and say, well, we'll play it in a second. Hang on. Sorry. Logan, I'm on a roll here. It doesn't matter what you plan to do. If you are trying to be an activist, you can do that. You can be active. You can be an activist. You can follow the cops, make sure they're not doing anything illegal. Holding cops accountable has been supported over and over and over again in this country. I would say that when you cross the line into potential illegality is when you block the road, because that can be seen as impeding traffic. And if it's in the middle of federal officers or peace officers, whoever, that are trying to execute a warrant, which you don't have warrants when you're deporting people. If they're trying to execute a warrant, or if they're doing a lawful exercise or something, then you could be seen as impeding or obstructing. None of that deserves death. I don't know where you think that I'm wrong, but I'm not. Yeah. Yeah, fuck, man. Let's see if he was grabbing the weapon. Yeah, he was grabbing it. He was grabbing it. Absolutely a crime. You're wrong on that, buddy. Don't need one. Don't need one what? Intent can't sadly be defined here since it was an individual question and not around to say it cleanly. Yep. If you get killed before you get to see your day in court and you cannot defend yourself, does that seem like justified death? Especially when the guy wasn't in any immediate danger? Also, Viper, I don't fucking care if she was committing a crime. I don't fucking care if she was openly smoking crack. I don't give a shit. She didn't deserve to die. Nobody deserves to die. Maybe y'all should just, like, hug your loved ones. Just for me. Like, just prove to me that you have fucking emotions in your bodies. Go hug your loved ones. Go tell them you love one, or go tell them you love them. Show some fucking empathy. That would have had crazy damage if those were pepper balls and not some sort of powder charge like they thought about it. Dude, like, pepper balls are not bad, or are not without pain. They suck. They are not fun. Yes, she did what? Skeleton Bobs. Can you elaborate? Also, hi to the 27 people watching on TikTok. You guys aren't very vocal, but you're here, and I appreciate it. And if you're trying to chat and I'm not able to see, then well, there you go. She fucked around and found out. Welcome to Florida Logic. You asked for it. So she deserved to die? Is that what you're saying that with the yes, she did? Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's fucking potent. Because that shit's like pure capsaicin, usually. Ugh. If you guys don't hate me enough to want to stick around for a future stream, I usually talk about food. I'm usually doing video games. Over on Twitch, if you decide to use your Prime sub over there, we're going to do fucking karaoke stream at 50 subs, which will be pretty fun. I think I might sing. I'm not a good singer. I'll warn you. Although I would much rather have you guys found that out organically, but you know what? I might as well prime it a little bit. I'm not a good singer, but I'll sing. I'll fucking do it. I'll sing my fucking heart out. I would love to show empathy, but sadly I have no one left in life to hug. Kind of at a loss here. Hey man, we can imaginary hug each other, all right? You're doing fine, Golgotha. Now that you have a badass name to be calling yourself. I don't really have very much family, and like all my friends live out of state, so I'm right there in the same boat with you. I got my wife, and that's about it. I've got my dogs though. My dogs are pretty cool. She's not doing anything cool right now. She's just kind of sitting in her bed, but normally she does some pretty cool stuff. I often do have a pup cam, so again, hey, like and subscribe and all that shit. I do, we actually did do a cooking stream on Turkey Day, on Thanksgiving, and it went really well, surprisingly enough. I was actually, like, really surprised. I thought it was going to be really hard to set up. I thought there were going to be a lot of technical difficulties, but it actually, the lighting worked fine. The mic, I honestly thought I was not going to be able to talk on the stream because I felt like I wouldn't be able to get the mic anywhere close to the kitchen. But it worked. It was great. I don't know. It was almost entirely painless. I got a little drunk and I wanted to shut the stream off because I was feeling a little drunk, and didn't want to embarrass myself. But we had a great dinner. And I also didn't post any of the pictures to the Discord. We'll get to that. It was really good. It was just a straight up traditional like mashed potatoes, a little lumpy, but with like a 50-50 mix of butter and cream. I don't know if you've ever had, what is it? Yeah, Golgotha, man. Hey, have a fucking good day, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. And, I hope to see you soon. Yeah, Viper, it's weird. Most of the people that subscribe or that watch on some regular basis are usually people that disagree with my political stances. Maybe maybe that's a thing. Maybe we seek out the people we disagree with and then we just end up staying. I don't know. I'm happy to have a community, honestly. Even if you guys disagree with me, I'm still just trying to build community, just trying to get to know people. And like, I don't think that my stances will really change much, but I'm open to the discussion. I really do. I try to have an open mind most of the time, and yeah, that's really it. I think the thing that I really end up disagreeing with, just to sum this up, because we're at noon. I've been talking for a long time, just to do a little roundup rodeo. I think I'm still of the mind that I don't think that anybody deserves to die, and it hasn't changed. And I didn't think it was going to in one stream. I guess I'm just trying to hear somebody else say, like, maybe I feel like I'm going insane right now, like thinking, oh gosh, I wish people could just live and have the ability to change and do better. And there's just people who are like, she fucked around and found out. I don't know. I didn't grow up with anybody in my life speaking or behaving that way. So it's entirely new to me to see people who are in favor of just killing, who just want to kill. And my background is a person who really wanted to go into the military for most of their life. And I still had no, I'm still not of the mind that anyone deserves to die. I would have done it to defend my country if that's what my mentality was. But it didn't quite get there, so, circumstances. But, I do want to come back to the fact that if you really look at how you're feeling about this, would you concede that the officer might have had an immediate fear of severe injury? I got my CPL and I hope to never have to use it. It's going to come down, so he's going to get coached, for sure. He's going to get coached on what to say and what not to say, so it's going to be very hard to understand a lot of objective truth that comes out of this, because it's going to be obscured. But it's my hope that we're able to make some changes to the way ICE operates. So it's my hope that it will be found that he was not in any immediate danger. I don't know that that's what's going to happen. I know it's going to be complicated, but I hope that more people get to live. I hope that more people don't have to die. People are already dying in ICE custody. So whether or not you agree that people should be here illegally or not, people are still fucking dying, man. And if you support ICE, then you're saying, yeah, it's okay that they die. We're going to lose some people. And yet the people on the right keep having all these binary thoughts. If you break a law, you deserve death. What on earth is that? That's how we solve our differences, but we have to be honest about reality, even when it doesn't align with what we like or how we feel. But I'm fully aware of that, Viper. I fully agree with that statement itself. But I also believe that our base for this kind of stuff is tainted. If you had everything in a vacuum, if you were able to take a look at a law that says you don't get to come into this country illegally, in a vacuum, right, absolutely, you don't get to come into this country illegally. But people came over, and our leadership allowed it, and now they're here. So the circumstances have changed. The whole entire environment surrounding that law has changed. Not only that, but it was always a civil infraction. You get a notice in the mail that you have to go to court. You go to court, you defend your status, and if you can't defend your status, you are deported. That's the legal process. You don't just get kidnapped off the street and then put on a plane. Bruiser Intellect, I'd like to know how you think I'm a fucking idiot if I'm advocating for people to live. Right. No, Viper, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that we're not in a vacuum. I'm saying that people obfuscate, people lie, people sensationalize, people twist the narrative. People will do anything that they can to avoid responsibility. That's all fear-based. They don't want whatever the standard of life is that they've become used to be taken from them. That's why conservatism even exists. Because progressivism, or progress, moves things forward and it puts people outside of their comfort zone. That's all it is. That's all tribalism is. It's fear of an outgroup. Fear of an outgroup. They did studies on this. People have tried to justify racism by pointing me towards these outside outgroup studies. And what they actually say is that it's worse for the group that has heightened fear, but it's actually better for the group that incorporates outgroups, even if there's a residual fear that something may happen. If people choose to cooperate despite their differences, society is healthier. If people choose to exclude themselves because of their differences, society is less healthy. Sorry, with that nugget of fucking gold, you think I'm a fucking idiot? Bruiser Intellect. Tells me how much you like to think about the world. Altiloscoperanius. I don't know why you think that her being there was her neglecting being a mom. You know that you can be two things at once, right? You can be an activist. You can choose a couple hours a day to go outside and be an activist. And then the last, the rest of the day, you can choose to be a mother. There you go. Why not? Same response. I'm surrounded by MAGA and they all think I'm the same. If I recorded the crap they say behind closed doors, I can get most of them fired from their jobs. You should do that. If they're saying things that are potentially, like, hate, then you should report that. Alta Los Caparanes. She was actively blocking the road. I think we can all agree on that. Danny Cartier, if you want to give me that link, I will happily play it on stream. Like I said, I am not trying to say that I know everything about the situation, but from the angles I've seen, it's pretty hard to even think about self-defense. Oh, Danny Carriter, sorry, I thought your name was Cartier. Cartier. Tribalism is also directly linked to Dunbar's number, yeah. I wasn't going to just type things in, but I will do that for you. Van Langenhove. Correct, Water Plus Ink. We've broken down the video several times on the stream so far, and it's very clear that she was just trying to escape the situation. She chose to get a check, so to protest, to sow a protest that got her killed for running over an... She didn't run over an officer. She was in her car, she was trying to flee, and they shot her in the face. And why do you think she was trying to get a check? What? She had a job. She had a family. She was an active member in her community. She was trying to help people. So where the fuck are you getting any of that from? She was trying to illegally escape with aggressive action. I mean, that I partially agree with that. She was trying to escape after being given a lawful order, but aggression, no. She was obviously trying to get away. Footage. Minneapolis. What? I don't know if I'm doing it right. Oh, here we go. Another angle is what it says. I don't want to show the actual shooting. This is the same angle from the news story. Reversing, she turns, the wheels are straight, the guy is right in front of the car, he's like, he does the nut tap thing and he can just get out of the way. Impeding actually is helping people, Bud Russell. I don't know why you're fucking dumb enough to believe what you just said. That sounds intentional. It sounds so stupid that it has to be intentional. Oh, yeah, man, it looks like he got run over real bad. Woo! Man. He's like limping and stuff. Whew. It's a hard hit from the car? What the fuck footage are you watching? No, he had his weapon drawn. What the fuck are you talking about? Bud, if you have a point, I'd love for you to make it. You've been here giving me all this juicy engagement for so long that it honestly feels like you should probably try to, you know, verify some of this shit. If you're surrounded by armed men with big guns, don't act stupid in any way, any angle. Why should you be afraid that someone's gonna kill you, though? Fly over her hood? Don Mills, wow. That is insane. I'm surprised that you've been given any kind of fucking rights. He wasn't hit.
Angle of the incident that took place in Minnesota where a woman lost her life. This is the angle that is trending. You see what took place from behind her vehicle. And this is the other angle.
Oh, nice. Nice angle. Oh, so you mean like when he fucking actively steps out of the road? Or steps out of the way?
Wait.
That is kind of hard to see right there. No, that's just the rest of it.
This is the angle.
No, fucking show me the...
From behind her vehicle. And this is the other angle.
I don't know. I would need to see something clearer.
Y'all not gonna believe this.
My girlfriend's childhood best friend.
It's too blurry and pixely to be able to tell. Would they not have... Even if the... what's it called? Even if the thing... The footage... What was I saying?
You! Shame! Shame!
See, that's not the right type of activism. Saying shame to a police officer after you just killed somebody? He was hit. Like I said, if you can show me an angle that actually sees anyone getting hit by the car, I'm happy to look at it. But so far, no. I forgot to tell you all, but they got an aerial from a drone. Uh-oh, what does that mean? Doesn't matter if he was hit. You don't have to sustain injury before you're allowed to engage in self-defense. William Ramsey, that is glaringly fucking monstrous of you to say. The self-defense argument stops at imminent danger. Were you in imminent danger? Are you in imminent danger, and can you escape the situation? Those are the criteria that people consider when thinking about self-defense. I mean, again, I'm happy to look at any other angles. This is the only angle I can seem to find. Jim Smith, if I'm a clown, then make a point. I'd be happy to hear it. Right, again, William Ramsey, I responded to that. So, he did move. I mean, he stepped away from the side. Like, he was like, well, you can see it here.
No! No!
See, so they're trying to open her door. She backs up. Her wheel is now turning to the right.
Oh, shit!
See what I mean? Right, William Ramsey, that's not what I'm saying. He's not in any imminent danger. He is not in any imminent danger that the car is going to kill him when she's trying to get away. Oh, man.
This dramatic dashcam video shows a Portland driver plowing past barricades, nearly hitting several people along the Rose Festival's Grand Floral Parade route in June of 2023.
Do you think that is
On Tuesday,
a
the man
person who's
behind the
intentionally
wheel
trying to murder
was
anyone?
sentenced to 5 years in prison.
I'm taking responsibility for my actions.
Danica Ryder, what do you think my argument is? I'm not saying she didn't do anything illegal. That's not my point. My point is not that she did anything illegal. We've already
and
established
accepting
that
the consequences.
she probably broke the law.
43-year-old
Couple of
Sydney
laws.
Meekum pleaded guilty
That's
to
not what the
2
discussion's
felony
about.
counts of unlawful use of a weapon and 16 misdemeanor counts.
I want to
So this is a man who is actively driving through a parade with children because he's angry.
reassure everyone this was not a planned attack on Portland or the Rose Parade. This was poor planning and impulsive thinking.
The 30-minute dashcam recording taken from inside his truck shows Meekum becoming increasingly frustrated by heavy traffic. His music blaring as Meekum headed toward the Rose Quarter in North Portland, where he'd planned to meet others, including his mother. ODOT crews had blocked off numerous exits to help keep traffic away from the parade route.
They got it all blocked off. The Lloyd Center exit, the Convention Center exit.
William Ramsey, that's a good argument. That is a good argument. We don't know what the cop knew. We don't know what he was thinking, or ICE agent. We don't know what he was thinking. We don't know what his state of mind was. I agree with you. If I'm standing in front of a vehicle and I hear the engine rev, I'm not going to stop and wait to look at the wheels. Yeah, but you can see the car lurch forward as it goes off to the right. And that's why he knew to dodge to his right. So, sorry. I've got one issue. I believe the reasonable perception of immediate danger is sufficient for self-defense. So it really depends on the situation, honestly, and this could set a new precedent, or it could change the precedent, but as far as I know, Sherry James, if she broke a few laws and then tried to flee the scene of those crimes, is that not a problem? Of course it's a problem. She didn't deserve to die, though. She doesn't deserve to get shot twice in the face. Why do you people have such a problem accepting that? No loss of life should ever be something that we celebrate. Like, why? It just seems like such a disconnect. You know, it's like, I think you guys all just kind of say like, oh, well, you guys kill babies, so it's okay that we cheer on deaths on your side. It's crazy. Your selective outrage is bad. You don't know me enough to know that I have selective outrage. Sorry. You're mad about criminals being killed. I'm mad about anyone being extrajudicially murdered. But you say nothing about women getting killed on trains. I did, Kirk. I did. Man killing migrants whilst attempting to kill ICE agents. I don't know that story, but I probably would have. Again, you don't know me. So, don't just paint me with the same brush you paint everyone else with. Look, if you haven't been in any life-threatening situations before, it's hard to understand. The response to it is going to vary drastically per person. We can say what we think should happen, not what does happen. Sure. But if you're trained for this kind of thing, for when situations get out of hand, then you should be able to anticipate something like this. And you should be able to de-escalate. You should be able to think on your feet. That's kind of the point of all that training, is to be ready for existential circumstances. So either he was badly trained, or she did something so wrong that she deserved to die. Which do you think is more likely? The new video is now being reported on ABC. Which new video? I'm typing in new angle like I'm hoping that it's going to come up. Can I see the video? Oh, here it is.
This morning,
Tree Rogi, she was a paid traveling protester. Okay. So she deserved to die then? So she deserved to die. She was a paid protester, even if I take that at face value. So she deserved to die. Yeah, but Viper, you still have to harden yourself. You still have to compartmentalize your emotions. And especially if you're in the field, then you should be able to do that. Call upon your training. It may not ever happen the way that you expect, but that doesn't matter. Don't be a policeman. Don't be ICE. Usually ICE is made up of people who failed the police exam in the first place. They're just wanting to live out a power fantasy.
Is brand new video of the deadly shooting of a 37-year-old woman by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. And we are getting new information about the woman, a mother who was killed. We're going to play the new video, which is giving us a clearer picture of what happened in the moments leading up to the fatal encounter.
No, it doesn't seem like it's another angle.
Disturbing. Now, as the vehicle passes, you can see the dark-colored SUV driven by Renee Nicole Good. That's on the right there in the
This
back.
one, I guess.
The surveillance video taken by a home nearby. Agents can be seen milling about near the vehicle, then converging on it. And then you see right there the SUV begins...
Oh! What? No, but if you're a mother, try a different job. You know she had a job, right? She was not a career paid protester. And why does that matter anyway? She doesn't deserve to die just because you disagree with her politically. That's fucking scary that you think that. Like I said, man, I hope some of you guys like go and hug your loved ones after this because you're saying some really shitty things. Really sad.
You see right there the... near the vehicle, then converging on it, and then you see...
he didn't get hit. Weird.
Near the vehicle, then converging on it, and then you see...
So she just like goes... She just goes to the right, and no one actually got hit. Let's see it again.
And then you see right there...
Nope, no one got hit.
On.
He's right here.
And then you see right...
Weird. Let's watch it again.
And then you see right there the...
Let's watch it again.
On it, and then you see...
Weird. Still doesn't look like they hit anybody. I'm happy to see another angle though.
Milling about near the vehicle, then converging on it, and then you see right there the
weird.
SUV begins to move. And that's...
So strange. So strange.
Begins to move, taken by a home nearby. Agents can...
See, you just said I did when my text said I didn't. See, you only see what I want. I don't even know what you're talking about. No, but if you're a mother, try a different job. And she was a loon. Huh? What does that have to do with what you just said? You just said I did. You did what? Elaborate, please. I need elaboration.
Be seen milling about near the vehicle, then
he's right. You can see him walking right there. He's right there.
Converging on it, and then you see right there the...
Viper, come on. Argue in good faith, man. You can't tell from the other video either. You also can't just listen to people who tell you things that you agree with. You gotta do your own fucking research, man. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're looking for other angles. Because I'm okay if this footage proves me wrong. I'm okay with that. But so far it hasn't. It's like... It feels like you guys hear us wanting to come to you, to meet you halfway, and you're still like, nah, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, I tried to boil this down into a very, very, very simple thing. I tried to, and you guys still can't accept that. I don't believe that anyone deserves to be killed extrajudicially, unless they present an imminent and unescapable threat to your life. That doesn't mean that they've hit you already. That doesn't mean that they've got you on the ground, they're pummeling you or anything like that. It means if they've got a gun pointed at your face and they say they're going to kill you, and you clearly know that that's what they are intending to do, then you are okay to murder them. You're okay to kill them. It's not murder at that point. Well, I guess if it's intentional, it's okay. But that's self-defense. That's not what happened here. I don't know how anyone can see anything other than that unless you just want people to die. Why was there a bullet hole in the windshield? Fuck you! That's irrelevant! Shut up! That has nothing to do with it. You're trying to now argue that he didn't kill her? He still killed her. Someone killed her. Lazy, also, it doesn't matter if they were following ICE. Following ICE is not illegal. That's not illegal. If you present a danger to them, then yeah, sure, it's illegal. But following ICE is not illegal. Somebody killed that woman. And like, I'm not sure where your logic is. Just because somebody doesn't agree with what you're saying, it doesn't mean somebody wants anyone to die. HRPF, then you haven't been here for very long, because there have been people in my stream since I started saying that she fucked around and found out. She fucked around and found out. Trump number one. Ice, ice, baby. So, I don't know. Right. And following ICE around is not illegal, nor does it present a danger to them. So no, nobody deserved to die. I mean, it's immature to try and obfuscate the facts in the first place. It's immature to try and argue against someone saying death is not okay. That's pretty immature. As you get older, you start to get more sentimental, and you start to have, people in your life that you care about and that you love and that you don't want to see hurt. And so you are able to use empathy, and you're able to put that onto other people. Crazy. She found out it's against the law to try running somebody. She didn't. We've seen that many times in the footage. She didn't hit anybody. See what I mean? Do you see Fayetteville? Do you see what all that? Do you see how that's unfolding? People are cheering on the death. Just saying. She was obstructing ICE with her wife, filming from outside. You are saying she was just following ICE around. I'm not saying anything about following ICE. I'm saying if she was following ICE, that's not illegal. Right, but Viper, the whole point of this is that it's not okay to just extrajudicially kill people. Tristan Coleman, if you're okay with it, you are cheering it on. You support it. Stephen Loftus, is it a death? Intimidating an ICE officer would be a specific charge, right? And if you say it's 3 years in prison, does that mean death? Is that death? Is 3 years in prison the same as getting shot in the face twice? I mean, it's fine if you have a stance on whether she was following them or not. That's not what I care about. I'm just saying that if you are not sentenced to death, and if you are not presenting an imminent threat to somebody that they cannot escape from, you don't deserve to die. Right, but Stephen Loftus, instead of spamming the same thing over and over again, maybe you should just listen to what I'm saying. 3 months before, same officer was dragged by SUV, left with... Right, and so don't you think maybe they shouldn't have been in the field if they were maybe too scared to go back to the field? She didn't try to run anybody over. You can clearly see in the footage she is trying to get away from the situation. Cop walked in front of her car, and she turned to the right to try to avoid him, and he shot her in the face twice. Steven, you can't look at the footage and think any of what you're saying. Car stopped. Officer requests her to get out. She decides to gas it forward. Cop shoots a car coming at him. Nope. Not what happened. You can see it in the footage. There's a guy in front here as she is turning the wheel to try and get to the right so that she can escape.
No! Shit!
The wheel is turned to the right. He is already out of the way. And now she's dead.
Shit! Oh my fucking god! What the fuck? What the fuck? You just fucking... What the fuck did you do?
You can hear this person whose heart is breaking in real time.
You're fucking criminals! You're fucking criminals!
And you think she deserved to die.
What the fuck?
You think she deserved to die. You
What
think
the fuck?
it's totally okay. You think this is
What
super
the
cool.
actual fuck? You are fucking insane!
Wow. You're right, she shouldn't have been there. She didn't deserve to die, though. She shouldn't have been there. She also didn't deserve to die. You could say that about any passerby. You could literally say that about any passerby. Someone on the street who was walking by the situation, they get shot with crossfire, and it's totally okay. They shouldn't have been there. It's all good. She was a criminal anyway. It's all good. It's all good. Play it again because it was office rat, front of car that fired. Yeah, I'm not contesting that. I don't know why. I don't know. The lady was still talking as they're shooting her. Road's all eyes. She couldn't even steer, so she floors it on ice. If you're panicked, what are you going to do? If you think to yourself, these are people who are kidnapping people off the street. You think to yourself, I'm going to try and help the people that these people are kidnapping off the street. You think to yourself, I am in a situation where they are looking at me and they are like, you know, being very intimidating. They're trying to come up to the car. I don't want to get arrested and disappeared, so I'm going to try and get away from the situation. That's it. None of that thought process means that anybody deserves to die. William Ramsey, why would you want me to be wrong? That killing is bad? My only point here has been that killing's bad. Extrajudicial killing's bad. No other point has been made. I mean, aside from trying to defend that. Strip it all away. I don't care about any of the arguments that I made at all during this entire live stream. My only point is that extrajudicial killing is bad. NPR isn't very weird, or isn't very bad. It's just fucking hippies talking about shit. And Reddit is used by both parties, so I don't know why you think that's an insult. Arrested and disappeared. No, disappeared. You don't think that's ever happened before? You don't think they're arresting citizens? You remember that woman, the reporter who was arrested on air for supporting Venezuela? You don't think that's gonna happen? You don't think that's a thing? Block federal agents, I agree that that's what happened. Then try to run, I agree that's what happened. With an officer in front of your car, not really. Dumbass, completely avoidable. You're right, the officer took a step to the right and was able to avoid getting run over. What's wrong with that? Okay, what way is the front of the vehicle moving when she backs up? She's got her wheels turned fully to the left when she backs up. To the left. Right? Name one what? I forgot what I said. Waving the cars through. She waved the first car through. Name one citizen. Illegals aren't citizens. You mean people who are here under the protection of our Constitution, who've been naturalized, are not citizens? That's a pretty weird thing to say. George Reitz, Leonardo Garcia Venegas, Julio Noriega, Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez. There's 4 for you. Wheels turned to the left.
No!
She's backing up. To the left. Wheels turned to the left, which means she's backing up away from any officers. Nobody in that angle of the car when she's backing up, so she's not trying to run into anybody.
No! Shit!
She's now turned the wheel, it's right, so there's no way that she could hit that officer with the place that he's standing by putting her foot on the gas. Now, again, if the argument is that the cop didn't know that, then that's fine. I can concede that. But I still don't think she deserved to die. How much did you cry when Maduro was arrested? Why do I give a shit about Maduro? He's a dictator. Why would I give a shit? Either way, she did something dumb and paid a high price. So you believe that even if someone accidentally breaks the law, even if they don't know that they're breaking the law, they're just trying to be a good citizen, they're just trying to be good to their neighbors and community, that means that they deserve to die? Where's the logic in that? Nobody deserves to die extrajudicially. Unless you're presenting an imminent threat, you don't deserve to die. Nobody deserves to die. Fuck, man. Because you look like a commie lover. I don't know why you think that's an insult. I love most people. I love humanity in general. I don't just start at the people I agree with. Why do you think that's a point of shame? If anything, you should be saying that into a mirror. You should be shameful in the mirror. Shameful mirror. Shame mirror. Then maybe you might, I don't know, start to work on yourself a little bit. I don't know. She didn't. You can see very clearly that she didn't try to run anyone over. Wheels to the right. Wheels to the right. He takes a step to the left, or to his right. Wheels to the right. It's very clear she didn't try to run anybody over. Very, very, very fucking clear. You have to be really fucking dumb if you look at this and you say that she was trying to run anybody over. Sorry, you're stupid. And what does that have to do? What does white guilt have to do with anything? Fuck. You fucking weirdos. You people are so obsessed.
See, when most people get
God
cheated
damn.
on, they
No shame for not wanting communist in my country. Where was Maduro moving here? So you want people to die. You just want people to die. That just period. You're saying that there are people who deserve to die. And a person who is not doing anything violent, you think they deserve to die. You think they deserve to die. Obsessed with you? No, obsessed with fucking culture wars issues. Although now that you said that, I'm flattered.
Can I help?
But I don't swing that way, I'm sorry. And, no, I think I'd be... I don't know if I would want to date a dude... If I dated dudes, I wouldn't want to date a dude who referred to himself as a white boy. Because that's a weird thing to say. That's like one of those, like, people who thinks they're like a mumble rapper. Like Kevin Federline. Are you old enough to remember Kevin Federline? Can I be honest? Most probs thinks it's illegal to shoot, but for the 4 years before, it's no surprise they enjoy watching this. Huh? Love my whiteness. Yeah, I wouldn't date you because you said that too. That's weird. It's weird to be super proud of the skin color that you have. That's really weird. In contrast to what, though? Would you love your blackness if you were black? Or do you think you'd be a self-hating black man?
The woman that...
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. Let me get this straight.
I'm still looking for other angles, so if you guys have other angles, I'm happy to look at them. Calling Maduro a communist is sloppy. Communism means common ownership, abolition of private property. The Venezuela under Maduro state a mixed oil rent economy with private business markets and a patronage elite. Even Venezuela's own Communist Party has criticized Maduro for shifting toward private sector deals and away from socialism. Again, bad trolls bad. I agree. I don't really have the energy to explain to people what communism is anymore, or why it's been perverted into this thing, that this monster, this boogeyman that people hate now. We use communism in this country. Some aspects of socialism. We use... Why do you think they're called social services? White boy, I hope that you don't use SNAP or healthcare. Because that's all socialism. That's all communism right there. What you would call communism. But though I think when you try to make a point about Maduro, what you're talking about is dictatorships that call themselves communist or socialist. Thank you for being open about opinions. I think all on both sides are so entrenched that they don't see right or wrong. I've never claimed to be one party or the other. When I was growing up, my views were very conservative in nature, almost alt-right by today's standards. But as I grew up and as I started incorporating more people that I care about into my life, I wanted to see them thrive, and I wanted to see them be happy, and I wanted to see them be able to live their lives and, you know, be able to exist in equality and to have equity in our experience together. That's all I want for them. And if someone's actively going to try and take that away, like if they're going to try and say that trans people don't exist, and if I have friends that are trans, then I'm going to want to rally against that, because I care about my friends and because I want them to be able to thrive and live in the place that they were born and be able to, you know, make a family and have a life. So I was very conservative until I started learning what it was to have a community. That's really all that changed me, was the fact that I you know, was surrounded by people who cared about each other and wanted everyone around them to succeed. Not just one group. Not just people who have money or people who have talent or people who have... Everyone deserves a basic standard of life, and that isn't being extrajudicially murdered. The Islam religion isn't real and they're evil people. Well, you can't just say that billions of people are evil. That's a massive generalization, and you can't really do that. Religion is made by man, all religions. So I don't know what you think you're achieving by saying that, but you're just exposing yourself as ignorant. Oh, that's almost so satisfying. You're right. Killing is bad should not be a controversial take. You're right.
I have the other angle of the incident that took place in Minnesota where a woman lost her life.
Okay, it says he was hit. Let's see.
Is trending. You see what took place from behind.
Just
her
show
vehicle.
your
And
footage.
This is the other angle. Tell me what you think.
Ah, oh, damn it. It's the fucking pixelated one.
Wait. Let's look at that again.
Yeah, go ahead. No, he steps to the left.
Zoom in a little bit so
he steps
that
to
you
the
can
left.
see how this took place moment by moment.
Go ahead.
Because as you're seeing it
I'm out of water.
now, she actually hits the ICE officer.
I don't think that that's good enough
ICE
to
officer
see.
Engages with lethal force. She actually hits the ICE officer. She actually hits the ICE officer.
We're gonna get better footage. I would love to see better footage. I'm okay with changing my mind if I'm proven wrong. But I'm gonna wait till I see better footage. It looks like compression here, and it looks like you can't really make out a whole lot. But somebody has better footage. So I will reserve my change of mind until I see that better footage.
Then the ICE officer As you're seeing it now, she actually hits the ICE officer.
He's taking a step back, but he dodges out of the way before she hits him.
Actually hits.
Look, see,
the
he stepped.
ICE officer.
He stepped that back foot right there.
Actually hits
This back foot
the ICE
goes back,
officer.
changes position.
Hits the ICE
See,
officer.
he's stepping to the
And
side. But whether
she
that hits him
actually
in the
hits
midsection or
the
not, I
ICE
can't really
officer.
see. In the other footage,
Woman lost her life. This is the angle that is trending. You see what took.
in the other footage, you can see he's doing the nut tap thing. He's doing that thing where he goes like, huh! You literally cannot see it clear as day. It is so pixelated. You literally cannot see it clear as day. That phrase is the stupidest thing you could have said when seeing that video. Jesus fucking Christ. That's one at front I said about. No, I know there's a guy standing there. I'm not arguing about the position of people. I'm not arguing about where anybody was or who shot or the angle they shot. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm saying extrajudicial killing should not be celebrated. That's it. That's it. MTG, you're missing my whole point. Even if she did make contact with him, it was at low speed and he's the officer that put himself there. Yeah, seriously. Firing wasn't necessary. It wasn't going to save his life or anything like that. He stepped to the side. He stepped to the side. Sorry. Sorry you disagree. But you have to look at our stances. MTG, where are you on the side of this? Are you on the side that celebrates murder? That celebrates death? Or are you on the side that wants people to live and be happy? Those are the two binaries. You guys always think in binaries. Those are the two choices. Which do you want? Do you want people to die or do you want people to live? That's the important thing here. Anyone who's disagreeing with any of the shit that I'm saying here, I just have to wonder, do you want people to die or do you want people to live? That's it. Do you want people to die? Do you want people to live? Do you want people to die? Do you want people to live? No free speech. It's not celebrate. You are celebrating it. Illegals being removed shouldn't be protested either. Why? Do you not think we have freedom of speech here? Protest is a staple of our democracy. Anyone who cares for a country don't agree with either. What the fuck are you talking about? People who are patriotic are not by default nationalists. You say he could have stepped out of the way. He never should have even had to step out of the way. Do you not understand the qualifications for self-defense? You have to be in an imminent threat in order to extrajudicially kill somebody. My only point is that you should not kill people. Even criminals, even people who commit crimes, even people who commit violent crimes, I don't think deserve to die. No death. No extrajudicial killings. That's what I have a problem with. Nothing else. You can make any argument you want. Because illegal is criminal, it's a civil defense. Would you protest if a crack dealer was arrested? If he was arrested with no due process? If he was arraigned or if he was deported with no due process? Yeah. Criminals have rights too. You don't just commit a crime and then you lose all your rights forever. That's not how that works. There's something called due process, and there's a reason why we have a legal system. And it's to protect people because life is precious. That's literally the reason why all that shit exists. And it's a civil offense. Just so you know, it's a civil offense. How it happens when you get caught for being in the country illegally is you get a letter in the mail. You get a letter in the mail and it says, we've detected that your documents are invalid or that you've overstayed your visa or that you are here illegally, and then you go to court and you try to defend your status, and if you can't defend it, then you get deported. Nope, but you do answer to law though, right? And no lawyer would ever claim that this was self-defense. So where's the law there? You're arguing something that is completely unnecessary. Nobody deserves to fucking die. What happened, like, if your mom, if your parents, whichever parent you like the most, if they were shot in the face, regardless of what they were doing, would you think they deserve to die? Any parent, pick a parent. Would any, and I'm sure you could totally say like, oh, well, my mom wouldn't be stupid enough to be there. I don't care. I'm asking you a hypothetical question. If someone's about to run you over, what are you going to do? You're going to do exactly what he did and you're going to dodge. But you're not going to do what he did and shoot through the window. And just shoot someone in the face twice. Again, I don't care what angle he shot. I don't care how many times he shot. He shot someone in the face twice. So you're going to get out of the way. And then you're not going to get hit. Which is what he did. Bro, I'm on UK side. We have migrant problems. And we want to deal with them. I just only hope this method would persuade them to leave. If fear of death, immigrants are already dying in ICE custody. There's like 3 deaths a week. So why did he have to dodge? Because that's a scary situation. Anytime you see a car lurching forward, regardless of whether it's pointing left or right, you might want to dodge to get out of the way. And I mean, it kind of defeats the argument too, because if you're dodging to the right, then you see that the car is moving to the left. So you're trying to get out of the way. What do you mean sucks to suck? Why are you celebrating somebody's death? Do you have loved ones? Like, do you have people that you care about? You're hypothetically deranged. Okay. I love how people come in here thinking that they're insulting me. They did. They wanted to kill her. They wanted... ICE has just been wanting to kill somebody. Exactly, but if you don't have time and you have a gun, he did have time. He got out of the way, and he still shot her. Which you can see clearly in the footage. Again, MTG, do you have people that you care about? If this was your mom, you'd be like, yep, she shouldn't have been there. She deserved to die. Whatever it takes. So you believe people deserve to die. You believe that certain groups of people deserve to die. No sympathy because they didn't care when they everything. What do you mean? My children struggle for school places. Eldest struggles to find work. You know that there's plenty of school for everybody. There's plenty of slots in school for everybody. There's plenty of housing for everybody. There are plenty of funds to go around. If your kids struggle to find work, it's because they're not looking in the right place. They should tune into this stream because I often give job search advice. You have no sympathy? That's just not true. You have sympathy. You have people you care about. You have kids, dude. Like, what if one of them just got shot in the face by ICE? Would you be like, well, fuck around and find out? You guys are so fucking dishonest. Like, that sucks to hear. What can you do? So, at the end of the day, we're getting close to the end of the stream here. At the end of the day, I want to believe that anything that happens because of the law, regardless of if it's cop action or if it's ICE action or if it's FBI action, whoever, it's my hope that people, you can use that excuse all you want. But you don't know your kids. You don't know your kids' brains. You don't know how they're going to act. It's stupid to assume that you do. Migrants have been busy raping them? Oh, man. So you're just racist. So you're just plain racist. Okay. Be racist if you want. That's part of your freedom of speech. Although you don't apparently think that you have freedom of speech. Judging by your username. None of my kids would act the way these radicals act. How do you fucking know? How the fuck do you know? What if this happened to just someone walking down the street? What a brain dead fucking take. You must not have kids then. Or you must be like in a cult. Only a liberal would assume that the rest of us don't know our kids. Okay. Why is it that the rate of teen pregnancy among Republicans is so much higher than on the left side of the aisle? Like, are you really that stupid? Minneapolis and nationally, higher rates of STIs like chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis disproportionately affect Black, American Indian, Alaska, Native, and Hispanic Latino population. Okay? What? Jason? What does that have to do with anything? Who you? Who me? I do. On Mondays, I do... yes, you are in a cult. You guys share a lot of the same characteristics with being in a cult. I actually do this on Mondays. I do MAGA Mondays, where I take calls from MAGA people who want to debate anything about MAGA. But usually the topic is, MAGA is a cult, change my mind. And I am absolutely happy to hear different opinions and to consider them. And if you have, you know, a lot of shit where they do that at, what the fuck are you talking about, MTG? Yes, you're in a cult. You have a charismatic leader. You have a strict doctrine. You oust members who don't agree with you, and you manipulate, you lie, you obfuscate, and you exclude people. That's only 5 of the 8 criteria of being in a cult. So, why is it white Democrat liberals voted for Obama twice, Biden unaccompanied minors for the pedophile, liberals crack cocaine for Biden voters? Wow, you are just full of brain rot. The brainwashing. Where did I get brainwashed from? You don't even know me. That makes us smart that you're in a cult? So you're admitting you're in a cult, and you're saying that that's a good thing. We exclude men in wigs. Well, yeah, a man in a wig would not be trying to go into the bathroom because typically that would be, you know, illegal. They'd be arrested for, what is that? Menacing. So. Hey, Jason, just so you know, voting for somebody you don't like doesn't mean that a person deserves to die. Just saying. But doesn't the left do that too? Who's our charismatic leader? Most guys on the left don't like our leadership. The original cult of no balls, no brains, like this guy, are liberals. I don't know why you think that's insulting to me. Again, I do this regularly. I actually talk to you people who are not cowards, who are willing to call in, and who are willing to debate with me. Sorry, that was a low blow, but you're a pussy. Sorry. Low blow. Viva ICE, you're saying everything Democrats did to Republicans and anyone who believes in the Constitution. I don't know, what are you talking about? Liberals fought to make men in wigs allowed to steal our real girls' medals in safe spaces. Y'all are insane. There's one trans athlete at an Olympic level. No, there's 3, but the 2 are not competing, I think, currently. And men in wigs is not what trans people are. So you misunderstand the entire foundation of your argument, which means you have no credibility. Sorry. No balls is not an insult. I really would not care if I didn't have any balls. Why would you care? You think that having balls is what makes you some alpha male? No. It's being active in the community, being a good community member, being a good dad, being a good son. That's usually what makes alpha males. And why would it be a problem if I had a boyfriend? Well, first, that would be news to my wife, but why would it be a bad thing? And no, I'm not dumb, but I'm happy to entertain whatever point you'd like to make. And no, it doesn't just go for Olympic levels. But you guys are saying that trans people are somehow ruining an entire sport, which is not happening. At all. Anywhere. So dudes can't play in women's sports lower categories. Well, they're not dudes, they're trans women. A man has stolen a #1 spot from a woman. No, it's trans women. In every sport, it's not every... Wow. That's fucking hilarious that you'd say in every sport. You have glasses, you're beta genetically. I never said I was anything other. I don't really claim to be anything. What is that? Latin thing. Type male. My wife and her boyfriend would be surprised. Sure. I wouldn't care if my wife started dating someone else. Again, why do you think any of that is insulting? If I was gay, it wouldn't be an insult. If I didn't have balls, it wouldn't be an insult. Why are you guys so insecure? You're so, like, obsessed with genitalia that you're like, if I don't have balls, I'm not a man anymore. Bro, that's literally what you just said. What did I say? No, they're dudes. No, they're not. They're trans women. Trans people exist, whether you like it or not. Trans are ruining sports. They're not ruining sports. They're participating in sports. It's happening in every women's sports. No, it's not. Well, I mean, because there's trans women? Delusion is usually for people who refuse to accept reality. We recognize that trans people exist. In general. So, saying that they don't exist, that would be ignorant. That would be delusion. I said there's one Olympic swimmer who is trans. Yes, Aiden, I will agree that there are always criminals out there who will claim to be parts of marginalized groups in order to get away from being prosecuted for crimes. Absolutely. Those are parts of every group, though. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not picking a side with this ICE incident, but I can guess how it will go in court. Yeah, me too. They're not men. Sorry. Trans women. A man that transitions is then a trans woman. Mickey Mouse ad men thinking they are wet children is common for democratic white liberals like you and your husband. Do you think you're speaking English? Because that's not a good sentence. Doesn't make a lot of sense. I hope that you feel shame when I read it out loud, because you should. Can they have a baby? Why does that matter? The definition of a woman is not someone who can have a baby. Try again. And even if we changed the definition, that wouldn't matter either. I don't know who Tyler Robinson is. Trans women are not dudes. Trans women are women. You can think whatever you want. You're allowed to think anything you want. That doesn't mean that you're right. What is a woman? A woman is an adult human female. What does that have to do with anything? I just defined it the way the dictionary does. The way this guy seems fun at parties. I am fun at parties, yes. No, well, you're asking me for the definition and then you're saying they're dudes. That's actually not what that is. A guy with a dick and a dress is a woman. If they're trans, yeah. How many genders are there? It's a spectrum. You can be non-binary, you can be mask-presenting non-binary, you can be femme, you can be trans-mass, you can be whatever you want. There's a whole fucking spectrum of gender expression out there. You can think they're dudes, but that you're wrong. According to the DSM-5, according to everything that our government has approved as far as policy goes, I mean, they're still trying to roll it back. Like, Trump said that there's only 2 genders. But that doesn't mean that that's true. Sorry, people lie. Bet you would suck Michelle Obama's dick, wouldn't you? I would. She's a handsome woman. If she had a dick, I'd probably suck it. But, I mean, Obama's there, he'd probably block me, you know, but... I think she's pretty. And Obama's a handsome man, too. Fuck. Yeah, chat, define gender. See, like, we made up words. I don't know why you guys seem to think that words are like fucking like they've always been around. They haven't. We invented words. We can change any definition we want to anything we want. We made all that up. White boy, if you want to convert me, if you want to save my soul, I'm more than happy to have you try. You don't seem like the equitable type, though. Men have different bone structure. Women have wider hips for childbearing. You can't change your bone structure. Do you want to take a look at some Samoan tribes and tell me the same thing? Do you want to take a look at some power bodybuilders or power lifters and bodybuilders and tell me the same thing? Do you want to go to the the anthropological histories of most native tribes around the world and tell me the same thing? You should really do your research before you make yourself look like more of a fucking fool. There are plenty of cultures in the world that are both phallocratic and matriarchal. There are, like, traditionally. It doesn't matter. Your ability to have a baby does not make you a woman. What about anyone who had their tubes tied? What about a woman who's past menopause? What about prepubescent women? Girls. There's no research? It's fact. Yeah, because you say so? Okay. I think you might have some skeletons in your closet, MTG. Just saying. Your points were, they can't have a baby. They're men in wigs. They have different bone structure. Those are your arguments. Whoo boy. Yes, they are still women. Correct. They are still women. Trans women are still women. Correct. I'm glad you came over to my side of the aisle. Thank you so much, MTG. With that, we're going to end the stream. MTG is now a liberal cuck, just like me. You can call me whatever you want, white boy. Again, if you're happy, I'm happy to have you change my mind. Well, no, it's not an argument because you're fucking wrong. Sorry. White boy, did you lose your ability to reason? Are you fucking dumb? And a coward? Sounds like it. MTG, you're actively advocating for a dictatorship. If you want Trump to run again in 2028. You're actively advocating for dictatorship. Well, no, if it was a trans man, that would be a woman who has transitioned. Which makes you sound really stupid. So, sorry about you. You don't have to agree with me, man. That's how dumb you are. You didn't say anything. You said bye, back to your trans boyfriend, and then you just said that's how dumb you are. You honestly think that anything you've said today sounds any smarter than what you're thinking about me? White boy, better than any commie Democrat. I don't know why you think that half of 370 million people can all just be painted with one brush, but okay. They really are. I think they think they're actually like owning the lib right now. Vance Trump. Now what happens if Vance steps down? Why would you want that? Why would you want that? You want a president who overstays their terms. That's against the Constitution. You just want to throw the Constitution out the window. And you're saying exactly the same things that people always tend to say to people like me. And we just go round and round on the wheel. But I'm actually open to ideas. I'm trying to have a discussion. You're saying that's Trump 2028. So again, you are advocating for a dictatorship. You want him to throw the Constitution out, and you want him to just be in power forever. That's a dynasty. You just proved my point. No, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? So now you're still just claiming a gotcha, even though you didn't really do one? And you're still just giving me engagement? But okay, keep doing it. It was never meant to be a two-term president. Salty Colonel, that's exactly the kind of shit Nazi sympathizers say. Because we added it because it felt right. Jokes aside, Trump isn't running again, but he would win if he did. Why would anybody want that? Why would anybody want Trump to be president so badly that they're willing to just give up the Constitution? Yeah, we call you a silly cuck and you parrot your made-up reality to us. What do you mean made up? My reality is actually the one that is most widely supported by people globally. You're in the minority. You just have selective intelligence. I mean, I've chosen to completely devalue anything you've said, so that would count as selective intelligence. But it's because you haven't made a point. You just keep saying the same shit that has been debunked over and over again. Say something of substance, and I'll give it the respect it deserves. When education is not liberating, the dream of the oppressed is to become the oppressor. It's a good quote. You didn't make a point. So you keep saying gotcha, but you didn't do a gotcha. You skipped the gotcha and you just said gotcha. Like I said, tune in on a Monday. Call in if you've got something to say. Actually, Adderall helps people with ADHD become more focused and more able to think critically. That's why it's ADHD treatment. So, you haven't told me the point you made. You haven't told me your argument. And you haven't given me any kind of substantiation. Are you open to the idea that gender research and findings have been falsified to push destructive ideology? If you can prove that, I'd be happy to look at it. But that sounds like a bunch of made-up propaganda. It just sounds like you don't want trans people to exist. But they do! Dude, Viper, I promise, I don't take anything as condescending, nor do I give shrift to the people who are just here insulting. I do want to have an open discussion about it, and you're being good about that, so I respect you for it. No, I did, you're just too dumb to process. The fact that you said "your" and used the wrong form, and then called me dumb, is fucking hilarious. On that note, I'm gonna leave on a laugh. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. MTG, you're... Oh. You provided me... I know that I'm not showing it on my face, but you provided me with a lot of entertainment today, so I appreciate it. And thanks for the engagement, guys. If you hate me, you just helped create me. By the way, I'm Goose. I hope you guys enjoyed your time here. I hope you guys... I do hope that you guys go and hug your loved ones. Again, even if you disagree with me. Especially if you disagree with me, because... celebrating death, man, that's got to take a lot out of your mental real estate. So go and hug your loved ones. Hold them close. Tell them you love them. And all that stuff. Man, I really hope that you guys return and continue talking shit if you want, but I would love to more have like actual discussions, but you know, hey, I'll take the engagement where I can get it. I've been Goose, and I wasn't even fucking recording this. God damn it! I'll have to pull the VOD. Fuck! I hate doing that. It takes so long. Whatever. I gotta make clips out of this shit. Yeah. You know, Cynical, thank you for saying that. I do believe that MTG is the kind of person that needs things spelled out for them. So, thank you for clarifying. I appreciate it. thanks again, guys. Thank you so much. I will see y'all tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Okay, I'll see y'all on Monday. MAGA Monday. Join up for MAGA Monday. If you want to talk shit to me on voice, sound like an enticing concept to some of you guys? MTG? You want to talk shit to me on voice? MAGA Monday is good for that. You can explain to me how you're not in a cult. Ken Besson, we've already spent 3.5 hours debunking that by watching the footage. But no, that's not the case. That's not what happened. So yeah, have fun, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your time doing whatever racist shit you want to do, I guess. Wishing for death for minority groups. Enjoy. And have a good one. Subscribe. Like all that fucking shit. Do the shit. Do the subscribe and like shit. Do the shit. Do the shit.